Back to regular topics, man. I don't think no crash out is due tonight, but you never know. I still got a bottle on Henny on deck if we need to. But we just chilling for right now. We do got to get to a bunch of topics tonight. If you guys just tuned in, or if you guys are not watching on YouTube, which we should be live on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Facebook, and wherever else you could catch the stream. I have a few things that I have on my topic list, but I would definitely want to know what you guys want me to talk about. So we have a bunch of Diddy stories. Again, Diddy stuff still going wild. The lead story here is the FBG Duck mom suing the estate of King Von, the Lil Durk, I think it's the Dolce and Gabbana store, and other businesses, basically saying these individuals took her son from her. And even though there was a criminal proceeding that did put a whole bunch of O Block members in jail, it appears that she's seeking financial compensation. Okay? We'll get into that in a little while. We'll do an update on the Young Thug trial. There's some new happenings, a lot of drama still happening in that case. But of course, some new details was revealed, so we'll get to that. 6ix9ine has signed a new $6 million deal. Congratulations to him. I keep telling you, man, 6ix9ine is one of those guys, because of the huge splash he made in the game. He'll always have a chance. He'll always have one more opportunity, despite whatever you think has happened, right? Biggie's mom has came out to green light Diddy getting exposed, and basically doesn't mind and wants it to continue. So it's clear that Biggie's mom is, probably thinking that maybe she or her son wasn't done right by Diddy, probably some resentment there, or maybe she knew Diddy was doing all this bullshit all along, but we'll get to it. Some Kanye stuff. Is he getting divorced? Is he not? There was a story that got ran yesterday about that he's getting divorced. However, we saw him with his wife. I think they're kicking it. I forgot where it was. It was somewhere overseas. So they were hanging out while there was rumors of a divorce that was pending. Also, we hear about some other stories having to do with Kanye and maybe some of his sexual escapades. And I'm going to be honest with you, they're raising a little bit of red flags because they're a little bit Diddy-esque. We'll get into that. A couple other stories. I think we did touch on this, the BLM issue where the guy got arrested for scamming using the BLM money for George Floyd. We have a story about a G League player who, like, his girl went exposed him, and essentially, number one, it's not like he's an NBA player, but we'll get to that. It's not that big of a deal. We also have been we didn't get to this topic yet, and I wanted to get to the last 2 or 3 streams. The author of the Kim Porter book, right, which supposedly it was almost meant to be Kim Porter's memoir, got put out on Amazon. Author of it basically said that he got handed a flash drive, and that flash drive contains the actual thoughts of Kim Porter. If you don't know, Kim Porter is the late and deceased, significant other of Diddy. He shares some kids with her as well, and people felt that she was one of the main people who were facing the brunt of his abusive ways while she was alive, and some people are even thinking maybe he's the reason why she's not here today. There was rumors about a memoir, and that supposedly came out, but then the family of Diddy came out to say, that's not our mom that wrote that, right? Now, we should probably get to that first. And unfortunately, we're starting a little bit with Diddy. No Diddy. But, so, I want to kind of give you some excerpts of what this memoir says. Kim Porter, memoir, Amazon. I want to kind of let you know. And hold on. Yeah, because there was a bunch of names being named in there, right? Now, Amazon did pull it, right? So Amazon pulled it after, the family started saying, hey, that's not our mom. But essentially, and even Al B. Shore was just like, yeah, that's not Kim Porter. In the book, though, and let me see if I can find some of the details. Some of the details, let me see. Yeah, I think most of the headlines are that it's being removed. but it was basically really salacious. It was naming all type of people, and it had dates wrong and stuff like that. And people are like, well, really, this can't be true if the person who witnessed these things firsthand are getting details wrong that other people could corroborate, right? So eventually, this guy, and he sat down with Art Dialogue. Art Dialogue, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, you know how for all the Pac saga and the death of Tupac, we got to give it to Vlad. Vlad ran that. I gotta say, for all of this Diddy stuff, we might have to give it to Art of Dialogue. He's consistently getting all the people who you would want to talk to in this saga about what's going on with Diddy, and he has it on his channel. So salute to Art of Dialogue. I've never talked to him before, but seems like a cool dude. So this is the guy who put out Kim Porter's. Why do I keep saying Cole dropped? Dropped what? What did he drop? What did he drop? What? He dropped on IG? Nowhere. No way. What? Hold on. And I walked away with all they blood on me. Now, some will discredit me trying to wipe away my pedigree, but please find a nigga that's rapping this incredibly. That's interesting how, that's his breakdown of the whole thing, that he believes Drake and Kendrick swung on each other for maybe multiple reasons. But one of the reasons would be, it was also a legacy thing. He says protecting legacies, so lines got crossed. But he talks about the thirst of being first that made them both swing. I don't think that's why Drake swung. I know for a fact that ain't why Drake dissed him. Now, I think that's applicable for Kendrick. I think Kendrick knew at some point if he was going to have the impact on this era and maybe reverse the last decade of dominance by Drake, but you can't erase it, but maybe add a asterisk to it. He was gonna have to square off or square up with Drake. I don't think Drake ever wanted to square up with Kendrick. Why? I don't think he ever had a problem with Kendrick. It's hard for the guy who's at number one to be like, no, let me fight number two. I think for the last 6 years, Drake has been rapping about people who aren't on the field. He's talking about Michael Jackson. He's talking about niggas who are at this point, with all due respect, love Mike, but fictional characters, because they're not here. They're not alive. They're not even currently in the game rapping. Like, even if he talks about, like, Hove to a certain extent, like, Hove isn't really an active rapper. So I haven't seen Drake compare himself with the field at all. I think he's been on, like, LeBron chasing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Obviously, he passed that point lead, but it's like, I don't think LeBron goes into a season and says, yo, I got to play better than KD this year. I think LeBron goes into the season and says, yo, Mike got 6, I got to get to 6. Mike got 6, I got to get to 6. And that's why I kind of disagree with that part. I think that's applicable for Kendrick. Kendrick needed this moment to have that confrontation with Drake and come up victorious, that his legacy could be looked at as differently, because let's be very clear, this was the era of Drake. From 2010 on, it was been the era of Drake. Now, has Kendrick always been like a close second? Cool, but like it, again, by most metric or whatever, if we're looking overall, not just like one category or like who's dropped like the most like lyrical, miracle, whatever, we would just say it's Drake's era, right? I think this was needed for Kendrick. Now, why did Drake respond? part of that was legacy. I think he always wanted to be the consummate MC that don't duck challenges, that don't pick and choose. And when I mean pick and choose, obviously within his realm, right? Because obviously he has done some picking and choosing. Don't respond to Joe Budden, but you're looking at Joe Budden like, yo, if I rap back and forth with you, I'm going to put your career on like a huge pedestal that I don't intend to do. Right? As opposed to somebody who's within the same realm as you, you'll rap all day with them. But if you're number one, you could easily ignore them. Like Drake could have easily ignored the Like That record. Instead, he thought he was getting baited for 10 years by this guy. And he was just, and he said it. He said, yo, he told me that. He said, yo, Ak, you could tell everybody. Tell that nigga to drop his music. I've heard he had a song. Tell him to drop. So I will say Drake did it for his legacy, but I don't think it was the thirst to be first. I don't think at all Drake tried to or engage in a rap battle with Kendrick because he wanted to be acknowledged as number one. I think he's thought he's ran away with the number one title ever since like 2017, 2018. Once Scorpion dropped, it was like over. Okay, game over. We'll catch you niggas in another lifetime. Right? Okay, cool. So it says, my friends went to war and I walked away with all their blood on me. This is a really clever line. Wait, before we get to that. So after he says, I understand the thirst of being first that made them both swing, protecting legacy, so lines got crossed, perhaps regrettably. I don't believe I don't know if either or Drake or Kendrick look back at the battle and say, damn, I wish I didn't go there with this guy. Either way. I think what this showed us is that they really had some disdain for each other. I think Drake really don't like Kendrick. And I think Kendrick really don't like Drake. So I don't think they're thinking in hindsight, yo, we shouldn't, we shouldn't have crossed the line. Then this next line right here, my friends went to war and I walked away with all their blood on me. I thought this was a very clever line, but I don't agree with it. My friends went to war and I walked away with all their blood on me. Yo, J. Cole, let me remind you of how the war was in your sense. So like when you say you walked away with all their blood on you, it's like you're describing like you were in the middle of the fight. You're really locked in the middle of the fight, fighting with these guys. They happen to end up die, or one of them dies and their blood is on you. Brother, this is how it basically went, right? One nigga sent a bomb to y'all country. And then the other nigga, you shot in the air, and as soon as nigga said, is that J. Cole shooting in the air? What's up, nigga? You just threw your gun away. Nigga, you ain't got nobody blood on you, nigga. Like, you quit the war before you even started. J. Cole the type of nigga who just shoot in the air, man. He ain't shoot nobody. So anyway, clever line. I like the line, but I don't think that's applicable, bro. Because he's acting like my friends went to war and I walked away with all their blood on me, like he's affected. No, nigga. Actually, people we know your demeanor. We wouldn't even give a fuck if you didn't respond. We just cared that you responded and apologized. Like, this is how little the expectation is for you, because we think you're just a peaceful guy who's friends with everybody, and we watched for 10 years Drake rock you to sleep on stage by hugging you like a little schoolgirl and telling you it's okay to be number 3, and you accepted that for 10 straight years. So when Kendrick started talking about, yo, fuck the big 3, I'm snatching chains and burning tattoos, and he's talking aggressive, we didn't even expect you to respond. We just assumed that you were just going to stay silent. We were shocked when you responded. So we're like, oh, all right, let's go. Well, let's get it. Let's get it on then. And then when you apologize, that's what people got at you for. Nobody cared if you engage. You engage and apologize. That's a problem. Anyway, says, so now some will discredit me trying to wipe away my pedigree. Have we discredited J. Cole? Me, no. I still listen to First Person Shooter. I love his verses on there. I just realized that, some people feel like there's a quintessential aspect of being an MC, of being a rapper's rapper, which is the art of battling. And I've realized that J. Cole is not that. J. Cole is not good at confrontations. J. Cole is not good at, perceived negativity, which usually rap battles get into negativity and mudslinging. That's not him. So I've never discredited you. I've discredited your, like Skip Bayless would be like your killer instinct. I don't think you have a killer instinct. So while you'll be able to rap with anybody that holds the throne, I don't think you have the demeanor to snatch the throne. Because this is hip hop. No one will ever peacefully give you the throne. You're going to have to take it. You're going to have to remove somebody from the throne. That's how it goes. And your demeanor is not that. Okay? He said, well, please find a nigga that's rapping this incredibly. I'll give him that. I do think he's rapping incredibly. My dog texted me. I'll share words he said to me. If you refuse to shoot a gun, don't mean that gun ain't deadly. Like that line too. Some people feel like Nas texted him this. I text him back. Like, I guess a gun ain't what I'm trying to be, my nigga. They stripped me of my spot. I guess some people say he shouldn't. Yeah, I did say, fuck this. This nigga do not belong in the big three. Just put him on like an island. Yeah, I did say that. Not me, many people in the culture too. They stripped me of my spot. No, I'm finally free, my nigga. They say I'm picking sides. Don't try to lie on me, my nigga. Trying to start another war? Hey, Drake, you'll always be my nigga. Now, this is interesting. This told me a lot. This is a loaded statement. This told me that I think Drake is giving him some type of energy. Drake with his whole no new friend shit, even though he's been saying that for a long time. Ain't it ironic? Drake got like 5 songs saying no new friends, no friends in the industry, no this, fake love. And Drake was indulging in these relationships that were all based on fake friendships and fake love. Like that got to be ironic. Like, come on. Like, I feel like he finally learned that these guys are not your friends. After making 20 songs basically saying, they not your friends. But I guess somehow you still expect them to be your friends, right? Anyway. He says, they say I'm picking sides, don't try to lie on me, my nigga, to start another war. Hey, Drake, you'll always be my nigga. I feel like he says that. He doesn't say Kendrick's name in the song at all. But he also said that, he basically affirmed that Kendrick is his friend as well, right? He said he wasn't trying to make Kendrick a foe. This felt like, and be very clear about, Drake has every right to feel like you niggas is fake or you niggas is weird, especially in the aftermath of a situation he just had with this guy. Yo, if me and you were on a song, just dapping each other up, talking about we the Spider-Man meme, this and third, and a Negro just called me a pedophile 40,000 times in the biggest song in the world, if you really don't want none of this smoke, you shouldn't, just fall back. Not only from him and me, but fall back from the niggas who's close to him. Because that's a sign of almost agreeing with some of what the main guy said. So I do think it's easily interpreted that his moves since the battle seems like he's sympathetic or he's on the side of Kendrick Lamar. So they say I'm picking sides, don't try to lie on me, my nigga, to start another war. Hey, Drake, you'll always be my nigga. So I guess he's trying to assure Drake, yo, Drake, I know you mad, but you always be my nigga. I ain't ashamed. And this is right here. This one line in microcosm is what he did for the whole 5 minutes on stage when he was talking about Kendrick and apologizing. I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my nigga. Again, the demeanor that's coming off here, like that's that finger snapping, incense candle shit, sage in the room type of bullshit. Fuck no, man. These niggas doing it for the bread, the money, the prestige. They're doing it like the gladiators did it back in the day. They're doing it to be number one. Okay? So it's not about, we just rap to express ourselves. Fuck no. These guys want to be the best. This is competitive. It's a blood sport when it really gets like that. And J. Cole, that's not your style. Cool. But at the top of the top, it's always been a blood sport. We've never seen somebody get to the number one spot by everybody handed to them. They usually got to take somebody out, take a couple shots, or force a nigga to bow out that spot. That's how it goes. You got to have the people kick out the king and make you the new king. You got to challenge the king, and sometimes the king just steps down or he says, you know what, you got it. But it's always been like that. Feel me? Did I miss something? I see people spamming me. Yo, Drama TV. I said I think Cole rapping better than both of them right now. But the guy who's number one rarely has it been the actual best rapper. Like, come on. Like, y'all don't think the guy who we're saying is number one is just pure by bars the best rapper, right? Like, this is a whole culmination of things. Success, hit songs, only free. What the fuck? What type of lyric is this? Wait. Yeah, they took you out the big three. And now you're free? Okay.
They say I'm picking sides, they don't you lie on me, my nigga.
They say I'm picking sides, don't you lie on me.
To start another war, hey Drake.
And okay, so now I'm connecting that to him mentioning Drake. They said they trying to start another war. Hey Drake, you'll always be my nigga. That seems like a preemptive thing. To almost basically say, yo, Drake, they want me and you to go at it, but no, I love you. I love you, Drake. Typical J. Cole shit. Yeah, maybe I'm unfairly blaming Kendrick here. I literally did forget that J. Cole must have been off that Henny when he was doing this, because he was talking so much shit. He forgot he dissed that nigga. He says, right here when he says, this is after he says, the Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake. It's like we recruited your homies to be demon deacons. We got him attending your wake. Hate out the game got away from bars, man. This shit like a prison escape. Everybody steppers will fuck it, then everybody breakfast. I'm about to clear my plate. God damn it, what the fuck? Am I allergic to some shit? Okay. Yeah. You diss Kendrick. Yeah, I thought Kendrick dissed him first, but he bigged up Kendrick too, though. God damn. Sorry, Jack. It says, love when they argue the hardest MCs. The K-Dot is the arbiter of me. We the big three like we started the league, but right now I'm feeling like Muhammad. Yeah, he did. He bigged him up here, but then it looked like he kind of shitted on him here. Everybody steppers. Obviously, we know that Kendrick dropped the Mr. Morale in the Big Steppers album, right? Which is his last project. He uses like a flip of the Dead Presidents, right? Which we all know. I'm out the presidents who represent me, right? Like we all know that Jay-Z song. It has that riff, it has those keys, like that's the backdrop of this entire track. Obviously we do know portion or like a arm from or a branch from a tree of Jay-Z is gonna be J. Cole. By the way, one of the most introspective songs, if you ask me. This along with Can I Live, right? Obviously you have Dead Presidents 1 and also motherfucking 2. Yeah, so clearly, I don't know. I still like the song. You know what I mean? I think we just got to accept Cole for who he is, man. He's non-confrontational. He wants everybody to get along. He's the type of guy, like, guys, why do we have to fight? Like, he's one of those type of people. You know what I mean? He one of them niggas who like, yeah. Yeah, he's the guy that don't see no reason for nobody to not get along. But I do think this song, I kind of like it. I absolutely like it. What are y'all saying about it? I think I could possibly play, let me see. You'll hear the riff, like, Hold on. Here we go. Right here. You hear the? Yeah, it basically took the top notes. Yeah, it took that down note it took as well. Yeah, it took the top. It took the first couple notes of the loop. Anyway, you said what? Go to where? You said cold diss Drake on first person shooter too. Well, we also got to realize him saying he thinks he's the best isn't really dissing. That's him just popping shit. If we okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. We're not spending all night on this. I'm looking up this. Okay. Oh, by the way, you also put this up on YouTube. Yeah, this is doing numbers. All right, cool. Obviously, this is a precursor, we have to believe, to his next album, which he's announced for a long time ago, and we know it's gonna come. It's gonna be called The Fall Off. So it appears that maybe he's gonna drop soon. Do I think he's gonna drop for this year? No. Okay. All right. We'll double back to this if there's anything else that comes up. I think we read through the lyrics, at least the second verse. That was the major part of this song. It also feels like this could have been a song that he was cooking up, that J. Cole was cooking up, and he already had some of this stuff already, and he just added a verse 2, right? Because if you go to verse 1, young Jermaine walked the straight and narrow, minimum wage job for the dinero, but still my mind was on the zeros. I fiend for the perks. I was seen flipping birds, so we skipping church. My eyes was on the sparrows. Niggas flipping pies, spending $1,000 on apparel. Shit, I want to shine too. I want dimes too. Jealous niggas want to know how my rhymes blew. Mono, I'm Bono. You times 2. Now I'm bougie. I done outgrow the fountain blue. But never forgot the spot where I developed my plot, the dwell in the top, the veil, where all my skeletons lock. If I could do it all over, then I would never swap. I've seen good, I've seen bad, had my melanin mocked. I've seen lifelong friends to turn to devilish ops. I was Mike in red leather trying to tell him to stop. You better beat it before you see heavy metal get popped. He was a mean-ass wing with a hell of a shot, but if no team draft king, he gonna bet on that block. He want to ball till he fall for the Federals knock and sit his ass on a bench, and for moving careless with the rock. You can't relate unless your father was not around and your mother went out and found someone else and then brought him around. Then the salaries did combine when they married. It brought you brought you out of that poverty. You move out of that soft little part of town. You moved to a soft little part of town, so when you back in the hood, you feel awkward about it now, and your confidence start to drown. But the rapping gave you some positive thoughts, and you jot them down. Okay, all good. All right, going back to the first topic that we did have, the Kim Porter memoir. So chat, there's a memoir that was put out by this author, and his name is, what's this guy's name? Jamal? Is this guy's name Jamal? Or Chris Todd? Wait, this guy's name is not Jamal. This guy don't look like a Jamal. Anyway, he's a guy who claimed that he had written a memoir from Kim Porter that was exposed in a lot of Diddy's abusive behavior, and also people that were complicit and also tolerant in some of it. It caught a lot of red flags because it really explained a lot of sexually explicit things and mentioned a lot of people who were involved in sexually explicit activities that people said, nah, that's not Kim Porter writing that. The kids came out and called it out. Albie Shore called it out. The family called out to say, my mom did have a memoir that was put out in this context. This is fake. And ultimately, the memoir was removed from streaming platforms and all of things of that sort. And the author himself came to do an interview with Art of Dialogues to speak about the memoir. You guys got to hear what he said. This is kind of interesting because he kind of, listen to this.
Millwood is not really affiliated or associated with Tupac in any kind of way as Tupac the artist. Let's be clear about that.
Sure.
Find that to be a red flag in how people doubt what's actually in this
I
book.
don't know, because the way I look at it is on my, if you know about my other cases and how I do this, I am cryptic sometimes. I am going to play on words. Sometimes when you're trying to change a paradigm about something, you can't just tell them straight out. So what I'm getting at is, to me, if you guys say the Black community, African American community, I was asked to do that. It was sort of a condition. This was a cat and mouse game for about 8 months. I had him, I lost him, I had him, I lost him. And there's multiple people. I don't mean one person. And like I said, whatever, I could change my name tomorrow. It's fluid. If I wanted to go back into the account, I could put it to Chris Todd. For right now, I'm going to let it ride.
And I totally understand.
Wait, so this guy he's going by the name Jamal Millwood? All right, this is a scam. Chat, look at this guy. This guy look like a Jamal.
But you can understand when you put.
I do understand.
You do understand. And so from that, in dealing with something that is alleged to deal with Kim Porter.
Sure.
It's
sensitive.
It's absolutely.
But I'd ask you, what if a Black guy wrote a book and he said his name was John? Should white people come out and go, wait, whoa, that guy's name is John? Doesn't sound like a Black guy's name.
Well, we have John Sally.
I understand.
We have John.
But do you understand?
We have John Amos, but I'm saying
Todd. Todd's a white name, but I know Black guys are named Todd too.
Jamal, Mashburn, Jamal.
Sure.
We can go. I don't know no white man named Jamal.
That's a fact.
I've never met a white guy.
That's a fair point.
Never. I never met a Latino brother. I've never. It's simply this. It's just not that. And so that's the problem that I think most people had in relation to that.
And maybe I should have thought of it a little more. And I respect that totally. If you really look at my thing, sometimes I just do it. It's really hard to explain. I don't always think it all the way through. So.
LaWanda Lane, a close friend of Kim Porter, has publicly called the alleged memoir full of lies. How do you respond to these allegations?
I don't believe LaWanda has the flash drive, does she?
What?
I wouldn't think so.
So this guy's whole demeanor is that he got a flash drive from a friend or a family relative of Kim Porter that had her memoir on it. And somehow he published it under the author name Jamal.
To you have the flash drive. On that note, nobody has seen the flash drive.
Well, that's not true.
I mean, publicly, where they can verify.
Publicly, there's multiple people who've seen the flash drive.
Flash drive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you plan on at any time introducing the flash drive to any network or anybody that wants to see it to view the metadata involved in that flash drive as to time, dates, and stamps?
Yeah.
And when would you be doing that?
Well, there's tapes on the flash drive.
Yeah, this nigga's a scammer.
No, I'm specifically talking about.
I'm saying all of it.
Yeah.
Just think of it like a totality.
Well, not even the totality.
I haven't shown anything from it yet.
Okay, so not even the totality of it, but simply the metadata.
Yeah,
as to time when alleged that this was purportedly written by Kim, dates, times, because I understand the book really doesn't have a structural date time It's based.
She left a lot of the dates out, so it's hard to know what award ceremony they're at. I had to research a lot of stuff too.
Okay.
Some of the things I couldn't peg down the date at all.
Okay.
Because she's not putting in the exact 1996, like she's not saying that.
Okay.
And it jumps. A lot of it jumps around.
Okay.
I do believe Kim was writing it over a multi-year period.
Okay.
So she's putting some stuff here, then she's combining these things later. Or, remember, all writers do this too. You think back to the event and you play it out in your head. So as I've said, yeah.
Close as she was to Kim Porter, or is alleged to be close to Kim Porter, would have had a conversation to know whether she was working on a tell-all book, any kind of, because what I understand, Kim Porter was working on children's books. And so in any of your talking to the people who allegedly gave you a flash drive, there was no mention about children's books, her children's books that she was planning on writing? No?
Nope.
Okay.
Nah, they exposing the shit out of this guy.
What was your source for the claim about Diddy's alleged abuse towards Kim Porter, despite people close to her, including LaWanda Lane, denying it?
What is my feeling of how I prove that Diddy was abusive to Kim herself? Well, multiple sources I talked to about that he was abusive. We have the whole story about St. Tropez on the yacht, the broken nose. So I researched the heck out of that. Her getting hit with the chair that
Yo, Chad, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I love my white people, but anytime there's some black drama and fuckery, there's always some white man who's coming in with scammer vibes who said, y'all niggas is making too much bread out here. Let me come take some off the top. You feel what I'm saying? Who the fuck is this guy, right? Like, who the fuck is this? Chat. Hold on.
Give you the hardest fight out of anybody on stage.
Here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't move. You're not. Who the is that guy?
Who the fuck is this?
released, that Radar put out first. That was the first thing I ever leaked. Kim said she was hit by a chair, not me.
No. When did this allegedly happen?
That has to be after, well, the years, we don't know the exact time because I can't even pull the hospital records. So I don't know the exact moment of that. The picture I have that I released with the lip and the blood on the nose, that has to be post 2009 in LA. That's at her Toluca.
By the way, John Smith. Never mind. Maddie's. Oh, by the way, someone told me that Drake liked Cole's post. So Drake liked the song post on Instagram. Okay. And let me see. Somebody says author is using Tupac's old moniker, which is Jamal T. Millwood. Is that Tupac? Tupac. Jamal T. Millwood. What the hell? That's Tupac's alias? Interesting.
Toluca Lake House. As for the chair, I don't know the exact year of when that happened.
So Radar Online actually released that article.
Because of me.
Because of you.
Yeah.
And when did they?
Didn't have anything.
When did they do that?
That was a month ago.
A month ago, before the book came out, and so you leaked that to Radar Online.
Yes.
Okay.
We leaked the pages that talk about her getting hit by the chair and waking up in the hospital and seeing the man who put her there. That was what was given to Radar and some other pages. They never got the full thing. They made that up. So I'm gonna straighten that out right now with them.
Who made that up?
Radar. They never had the whole thing. They printed that they did.
So Radar Online basically.
They had 5 pages.
Okay, Radar Online seen what? They saw what to get this?
I didn't even give them the picture either. I showed it to them through a Zoom call. I didn't give it to him.
This
The
guy's
Daily Mail was
bullshit.
given the first Kim Porter abuse photo was given to the Daily Mail in a one-time use. That's the photo you see with the blood, the lip, she's crying, she's looking in the mirror, her friend's taking a photo of her. No one ever saw that. That photo doesn't exist because it's on the flash drive. So that's what people, they're not really, and I already tried to release some other photos.
As in a conversation that happened between Kim, P. Diddy, and Faith, that P. Diddy is
At Biggie. So is it a little bit coming from his camp? And did Sean Combs say, egg her on to do it? Maybe. I don't know. I
okay.
can't
So
fully-
basically, you don't know. So that
I'm saying I don't fully know if there's some liberty with what she's saying and she's trying to blend Tupac's version and Sean's version together.
Tupac's version of what?
I want to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you're asking me like these very specific things. I don't know what she's trying to do there.
The reason why I asked that is because I was actually there when they met.
Okay.
I was
With Tupac met.
Faith.
Okay, cool.
Right. And so what I'm trying to clarify is,
Then you might know more than
well, not that I know more than you. I'm just trying to get to the truth and the facts and the heart of the matter
Sure.
in relation to the book
Sure.
and what's being said in the book. And so that you can't clarify that to me,
Correct.
I totally understand that, and you wish to move on.
Sure.
Okay.
Damn.
LaWanda Lane also stated that Kim Porter couldn't even work a computer. How does this align with the portrayal of Kim Porter's involvement in creating digital records of Diddy's alleged activities?
I don't know why anybody would say they don't know how to use a computer. So she's trying to say Kim's computer illiterate. I don't believe that.
I don't think that she's trying to say as a friend, as a close friend, somebody.
No, she's saying that to try to undermine what we're doing. It's kind of insulting.
But
If I said you didn't know how to use a computer, how would that look in the modern age?
if you knew me,
Yeah,
and I know a lot of people who can't use cell phones,
We're saying
correct, and what they understand from
between any people at all. There are things hidden from that person, and there are things told for a reason that
And so with that, we do know from that perspective that the DA involved in the case that Diddy is now
the
facing,
federal government,
yes, the DA and the federal government have tapes.
Attorney General,
And so my question is, there's a claim that Porter kept copies of, and this is in your book,
yes,
that she kept copies of Diddy's alleged tapes as leverage, right? And in making that, it would be assumed that you would, or the possession of those tapes, you've seen them, you have them, you know about them. And like I said, what evidence do you have to support the narrative?
yes, there are tapes that exist.
Okay.
Guys, look at his body language.
The book alleges that Diddy kept a vault of tapes documenting his alleged sexual encounters. Was there any hard evidence that such a vault existed?
The sources say there was a vault that existed, yes, and some of the tapes were flown out of the country on a private jet.
The tapes were flown out of the country on private jet. Yo, this nigga think we that stupid. Nigga, a VHS tape? Oh, you gotta imagine this VHS tape if it's like that long ago. Just burn the motherfucker. Incinerate it. Do anything to get rid of it. Why would they need to be flown out of the country on private jet? Yo, this nigga really think we dumb as shit.
That's from the sources directly, so I have to believe them. If she's angry, if she was abused, if she's fighting back, because we know through, and I'm going to reveal some of these other things that are on the drive that discuss why she was doing it and when. Okay.
So you
She
didn't.
wanted-
These are other things that you didn't include in.
Correct.
And why did you keep that out?
Correct. Because I can't reveal everything at once. It's too shocking. If I was to release those tapes, the world would shut down.
What?
If I showed one of these tapes,
So
I'm telling you right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all
Yo, let me tell you this, chat. Hey, right now, Everybody, yo, let me tell you this. Being broke is one of the biggest diseases, bro. Niggas heard that Diddy was giving out money, and everybody coming out the woodworks. Now, the women, they're easier to go get their little payday. Because they're going to be like, yo, he put GHB in the baby oil, and he fucked me, and he had me doing all type of shit I didn't want to do. He had me in a freak off, and I ain't never want to be in the damn freak off, right? So that's the woman's call. But the niggas are saying, damn, how we could go get part of this, like, grift right here? How we gonna get some of the money? Then you see a bum-ass nigga like this. He's just coming up with some shit randomly.
We're going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad. We've already set it up. We have multiple attorneys. We know how to do it. It's not my first rodeo. I solved the greatest murder case in history. 3 of them. I know how to do it. We're going to do it, but just going to come in pieces. And there's also ways we can, let's say, not censor it, but we can kind of soften it, right? Like the whole tape doesn't have to come out. All the tape. I don't have all the tapes. There's other people that have the tapes. I can't control them. We already know they're shopping in Hollywood. We have proof of other people telling us. We actually didn't have that one they showed. So there's multiple out there. Remember, this has been going on for 30 years. So I'm not the only one who has them. I think I have specific ones that no one has. But so yeah, it's gonna be extremely shocking. We've got to be really just kind of one step at a time.
But you can confirm nor deny that what you claim to have, that no one else has, correct?
I would say this. Let's say there's 10 tapes, right?
So this is a hypothetical.
Yeah. Hypothetically, there's 10 tapes. There's a couple of those that no one has, but the flash drive has. I can pretty much guarantee.
And how can you?
Because if anybody has those, they're going to go to jail.
Wait, what?
If they release what I believe they think they have or they want to release, they will most likely go to jail. That's why.
That sounds like child pornography. So he's almost like inadvertently, in a roundabout way, saying that he has a flash drive with child pornography. What?
And this is
the federal government. We're working with the federal government.
Oh, you're currently working with the federal government.
Well, not like what you're saying.
No. I want to be clear. I don't want to make
We're
any.
We're going to give them to the federal government.
Oh, so you're going to give the tapes to the federal government?
Yes.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Threaten legal action, calling the book fake. How do you address his challenge to the authenticity of the alleged memoir?
Al doesn't have the flash drive, so how would he know? How does he know what Kim wrote? And Al wasn't fully in Kim's life, so I'm not going to bring up some personal stuff about Al B. Shore and his son and Diddy adopting him. I'm not gonna do that. But if he wants to have a conversation, have a conversation. He wants to sue Jeff Bezos. Good luck.
But he recently filed a cease and desist order.
Correct.
You are aware of that.
Yeah. They leaked it to the media before they gave it to me. So why don't we talk about that first?
Okay. So basically, you're saying that Al B. Shore leaked.
Given to the New York Post before I received it. What's up?
Have you received it yet?
Yes, I did receive it.
You did receive it, and the reason.
But why would you send it to the media before you show it to me? Because you want media, because you want press. So I know what he's doing. Wants to lock horns. Be careful.
Seen those tapes?
No comment.
Because that's a.
You're talking about a criminal investigation.
No, and I understand what you're saying. But I'm saying, what evidence or testimony supports the explosive claims?
Kim saying it, so we start with her.
Okay.
So if Kim says, when she calls them the two Seans, and I really wasn't big on that whole thing anyway, it's very brief when it's talked about that. Talking about Jamie also, I know what you're talking about when she mentions that. The first source is Kim herself. Through research, through investigators, PIs, all the people with me, yes, we believe that it is true. Okay? If you're asking for like a tape and this, no, there's no tape of Diddy with them that I'm going to comment on. Okay?
So there's no tape that you know that exists.
I'm not commenting on that.
Okay.
With those people that the name.
No, I'm not. The reason. No, and like I said,
Yeah, this guy's smart enough to try to avoid certain type of litigation. That's why he's not saying it. But he knows people are so so cynical that him just saying certain things like, I've seen a tape that could shut the whole industry down. All right, who's in the tape? I ain't gonna say that because that person could sue me. So I'm just gonna like kind of like dangle a carrot in the air.
Once again, not that you have to comment on anything particular.
Yeah, this guy's full of shit, but shit is entertaining.
You might say a different answer.
The reason why I asked that, because like I said, once again, I'm just trying to
You're trying to date it, yeah.
And
going to admit that really happened right now with everything that's going on with Sean Combs and all these celebrities are silent right now. Do you really think he's going to talk to me? Do you think he's going to admit to that?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay, I'm just giving you.
I'm not. The reason why I'm saying this because, like I said, this is something that is alleged that Kim said.
Sure.
And so when you ask me that question in regards to Will Smith, I'm saying to you.
That's the example, though.
Yeah. I understand that, but like I said, when we talk about the encounters involving Kim Porter's alleged encounters with other high profile figures, I just gave you.
I know a finesse when I see one, bro.
The example of Tupac in a situation involving that, and how the timeline doesn't add up to what Kim said
in that particular
in the Essence article, as well as the picture that was dated from that actual party when her and Sean Combs actually first started to date.
Sure.
And so the alleged on and off relationship. So when I ask about the Kim Porter alleged sexual encounters, I'm asking you, how did you substantiate these? So there's no video file with other high profile figures. How did you substantiate these details?
There's no videos of her. There's videos of Sean Combs with people, not Kim with people.
Okay.
So the answer is no. There's no photos of anything like that. Even the photos that were first given to me with the book, there are no photos of celebrities in their underwear. There's none of that. Okay. There's another part of the flash drive. It's hard to say this. I don't have all of that right now. There's multiple. We'll just say that. So I've not been allowed to see every single thing. Okay. And then as for I'm not going to call up famous people and ask them if they had sex with Kim and Diddy. I'm not going to do it.
Well, but that's what the book alleges.
Correct.
And the reason why I'm asking that, because like I said, this is the art of dialogue.
Yes.
And we want to sit down and have a real true dialogue. This is not about, the promotion of the book or the lack thereof. And I think more people are informed about what it actually is and isn't.
Sure.
And so basically the answer is you don't have any.
I have what Kim said.
Right. You have what.
So if you came to me, let me answer.
Okay.
If you came to me and you wanted to tell me your life story,
right,
I'm going to believe you.
Okay, here we go. All right. So there's a motion that was there's a motion filed that they want the judge to hear and reprimand the prosecutors, which is the United States of America, which is the AUSAs, right? And they're saying that these people have tainted the prospect of this trial by leaking discovery, and they're the only ones that can have it. And also their investigators have made comments to the press that have prejudiced this whole case. So they filed a motion to say the government is playing a effed up game. And they submitted it's called memorandum in law in support of the motion to basically just explain why they are filing the motion, right? So, by the way, I'm sorry for the sniffling, chat. I don't know how the fuck I'm like mad nasally right now. Anyway, defendant Sean Combs moves for 4 forms of relief related to what the defense feels was a series of unlawful government leaks, which have led to damaging, highly prejudicial, a pretrial publicity that could only taint the jury pool and deprive Mr. Combs of his right to a fair trial. Okay, Mr. Combs requests, number 1, a evidentiary hearing to examine if the government has engaged in misconduct in connection with the leaks. Number 2, the discovery of emails, documents, and records in possession of the government, including DHS. By the way, they're thinking this is coming from HSI/DHS, Department of Homeland Security, and HSI, which is Homeland Security. What the fuck is HSI stand for? Homeland Security. I forgot what the I stands for. Yeah, so that's who they think leaked the Cassie tape, and then they want a gag order prohibiting the government personnel from disclosing any evidence or investigative material related to this case to any member of the media. And number 4, suppression of any evidence leaked by the government in violation of federal rule, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is important, okay? Diddy's lawyers are trying to essentially get the Cassie tape thrown out. How could they get the Cassie tape thrown out? They would have to prove, or at least have a judge agree with them, that this information that got leaked came from the feds. The purpose was to taint the jury pool, or taint the minds of how people perceive Diddy, which could taint his trial. And if that's the case, that evidence could be suppressed. Now, if he gets this motion granted, huge win. Because, again, this, even though the jury pool has probably seen this, everybody in the world has seen like this whole like Diddy beating up Cassie footage. But what it would do is that this footage can't be used to establish maybe the violent nature or the nature of Diddy that might be someone who was, on the video, he's dragging her back to the room, which kind of corroborates the account that sex trafficking is, also having people, bringing people to places against their will, but also they can't leave because nothing that they willfully would want to do, they're allowed to do. So they want to suppress this evidence, right? Based on the fact they think the government leaked it. I don't know if they'll get proof of that, but they're trying to submit it, right? Anyway, they said the available evidence makes a prima facie, I don't know how to say that right, but I'm familiar with the term, that shows the government, primarily through DHS, has engaged in a 7-month campaign with 3 objects: prevent Mr. Combs from getting a fair consideration by the grand jury. By the way, remember, they leaked that during the grand jury, right? Or around the time the grand jury was convened. Preventing him from getting a fair trial. And 3, strategically leaking a confidential grand jury material information, including 2016 intercontinental videotape, in order to prejudice the public against and potential jurors against Mr. Combs. The government's scheme to undermine his right to a fair proceeding has several methods and means. First, there's been a steady stream of false and prejudicial statements made by DHS agents to various press outlets, right? Second, the agents engaged in a particularly brutal and public search of his homes, during which they handcuffed his innocent sons and then marched them before a news helicopter in the press. This is apparently an effort to convey that they had overwhelming evidence against Combs, justifying the public and brutal treatment of even his children, who was handcuffed and manhandled by federal agents with assault rifles. Third, the government employees have repeatedly leaked grand jury information and material suppressed to raise public hostility towards Combs in advance of his trial. The most egregious example is the leak to CNN of the 2016 videotape from the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. As detailed below, the CNN leak was but one of long and documented history of leaks and false statements with one purpose: to sabotage his reputation prior to trial. What does it say to savage? Maybe that's a typo. Sabotage his reputation prior to trial. While the government misconduct in this case is particularly egregious, it's unfortunate that part of the trend in this district, the government has learned that it can strategically leak information with impunity. The court should exercise its authority to prohibit these underhanded tactics, which severely undermines a criminal defendant's right to have a fair trial. At the outset, the defense wants to be clear with the court as to what our theory is and what it is not. We do not contend the leaks were orchestrated by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Rather, we contend the false media statements and grand jury leaks were complained of. Complained of below were planned and executed by DHS, which obviously is that's Department of Homeland Security. And as the parties develop more information in this regard, the court will see that the defense repeatedly contacted the prosecutor and stated in substance that their agents were leaking information to the press. Yet, regardless of what, if any, action of the U.S. Attorney's Office took, the leaks continued even until after the arrest. The reason a hearing is needed to determine exactly what DHS did and did not do regarding these leaks and what the U.S. Attorney's Office did and did not do to stop them. The evidence of the government misconduct is clear enough already that the court is justified in using its authority to craft appropriate remedies. He requests the court's order discovery and evidentiary hearing to investigate the government's misconduct. The abuse here is clear, but without a hearing, it would remain unknown how far the abuse reached. Okay, so what they're trying to do is kind of do what was done in the Alec Baldwin case. Alec Baldwin beat his case primarily because there was Brady material, right? So there was some material that probably could have worked in his favor that the prosecutors did not disclose to him. Because that evidence was suppressed. Well, actually, it was more than suppressed because the judge found that it was the prosecutors were in violation of his rights by not disclosing that information to him. They actually dismissed the case. The penalty was dismissing a case with prejudice, right? And with prejudice means you can't file again. So that's why Alec Baldwin is actually clear for allegedly killing somebody on the set of a movie. Anyway, so they give a whole background, but they're basically saying that the government leaked the shit. It's 17 pages. And yeah, that's the whole thing. They believe that the government leaked a whole bunch of shit. So they're talking about if a person is not in law enforcement or to leak the videotape to a news source, that person would have sold the tape rather than give it to CNN. So they're making very clear distinctions. If this was not a law enforcement person, they would have just they would have sold it to TMZ. TMZ pays tens of thousands of dollars for the footage. And the fact it was leaked to CNN shows that the motive was not financial gain. CNN doesn't necessarily pay, or we don't know them to pay for that footage. It shows a motive to damage his reputation without remuneration, a motive held by the federal agents. Fourth, the timing of the leak suggests government involvement. The tape was leaked on one of the few days the Trump trial was not being held, as Barron Trump and Donald Trump's youngest son graduated high school that day with his father in attendance in Florida. One of the more contentious issues in the Trump trial was whether the trial was going to be stayed so Trump could. So basically, they said that the whole week everyone was covering Trump. Trump gets a day off from court to go to a graduation, or that was supposed the day he was going to go to a graduation. And essentially, that's when they chose to leak the footage, which means that it's the government who probably already is, very aware of what's big in the media, and they wanted to make the biggest splash. Okay. Eventually, the court announced that May 17th would not be a trial day. Blah blah blah. All right, cool. The video was leaked to CNN for one reason alone: to mortally wound the reputation of or the prospect of Sean Combs defend himself. Okay, good. All right. So yeah, they essentially want, and it said requested relief. They want evidentiary hearing. Second, they wanted the court to order that relevant discovery, which means emails and text messages from any government attorneys or law enforcement agents regarding these leaks should be, put out and or at least, reviewed. Third, the court wants to immediately enter order forbidding government attorneys to speak on this further to the media. And I think the fourth one is to disqualify and suppress the evidence included. And this is the biggest thing. They want the 2016 video of Diddy beating up Cassie to be suppressed so it can't be used in the trial. So, they're trying. They definitely are trying. Will that work? I got to imagine, whether it's DHS, we all know the Southern District of New York don't play. It's not their first rodeo. If they leaked this footage, which, at this point, we could probably assume that maybe they did. They knew exactly what was going to happen in court. So they probably did in a way where they're not going to be caught with their hand in the cookie jar. So, again, Diddy's lawyers filing the motion to say, let's punish him for it, but how could they prove the government did it? Who knows, right? But in an interesting note, did y'all see this, chat? So, Alex Spiro. Remember we looked at Piers Morgan, who admitted, right? Look, Piers Morgan admitted that Jay-Z, Beyonce. He admitted that Jay-Z and Beyonce's team reached out to him, and essentially he was apologizing, right? Like, he literally apologized to Jay-Z and Beyonce for, really platforming. Let me see. For platforming Jaguar Wright. And let's see if we could figure this out. Why my computer be just every time it has to use this fucking ad blocker? Sorry. Here we go. So if we go to Piers Morgan, right? Is it here? Is it here? No. Let's go. Give me a second. Is it here? No. Is it this? No. This? No. This? No. Right here. I think this is what it is. Here we go. So they start off with an apology.
A songwriter who's made claims about Diddy's life or nearly for the rest of his life.
I think he has an out option, and that is popping a cyanide pill.
If he wanted to kill himself, he would have been dead already.
But Choke, I mean, you might have said the same thing about Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, you didn't wait for the best part yet. He's going to be indicted for the murder of Tupac and the notorious B.I.G.
The shocking allegations levelled at Sean Diddy Combs have burst the floodgates on salacious claims about an industry many people believe harboured a monster. Understandably, the internet's ablaze with claims about these events and whether other powerful figures.
Watch. He's gonna now apologize to Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Jaguar Wright, a singer-songwriter who's made claims about Diddy for years. Those claims had already received a lot of attention in the media across many platforms for many years. And that's the thing about platforms. The reality of the modern world is that pretty much everyone has a platform as long as they have something to say that other people want to hear. That's why we invited her on to be interviewed. The people making these claims have an audience with or without shows like mine. Well, Jaguar Wright unexpectedly made several serious allegations about Jay-Z and Beyonce during that interview. As I said in the moment, they were not present to respond or defend themselves, but now they have. Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview. Editing interviews is not something we do lightly at a show called Uncensored. But, like the proverbial cries of fire in a crowded theatre, there are legal limits on us too. And we apologise to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Damn. Folded like a lawn chair. Jay-Z and Beyonce, I'm sorry. We even brought someone on to try to check y'all temperature. Hell nah. Now, why did that happen? Apparently, Alex Spiro, and remember, I keep telling you, Alex Spiro is Jay-Z's lawyer, which, by the way, there's something going on here. Remember, I told y'all Jay-Z's lawyers also represent Tupac's estate in investigating to see if Diddy had anything to do with his death. Remember, why would Jay-Z's lawyer be representing somebody trying to pile onto Diddy unless they don't fuck with Diddy no more? Or maybe they're trying to send a message to Diddy to say, make sure you keep your fucking mouth shut while you're locked up. Don't think because you locked up it's time to sing, because we could make this a whole lot worse. Anyway, Jay-Z's lawyer, Alex Spiro, actually appeared on TMZ. And his appearance on TMZ, he actually explained why Piers Morgan apologized, and this was the explanation here. Hold on. Sorry.
He is very eager to tell his story.
Comes on. This must have been shocking to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations. Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill, whether it's disconnected from reality or what have you, and lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm here, but they are also droning out the voices of real victims. And by doing that to get clicks, it didn't just harm the Carters. What he did effectively was to drone out the voices of actual victims in an ongoing case, in an ongoing investigation. And that was too much for me.
Are you in the process of making sure that it is taken down everywhere?
What I am here to say is that in a situation as serious as this, somebody who puts themselves out as a journalist should not effectively take advantage of the situation and exploit somebody in this way. And so that's the real reason for action.
Does it strike you a little bit that there's been a lot of silence in Hollywood in the wake of all of this?
Well, as to the Carters, I can tell you that when they put their foot down on something as they did here, they are sending a message. And if they can't stand up and make sure right from wrong, then who can? I've always believed that the truth will come out in courtrooms, and I'm sure the truth will come out here.
Okay. This very interesting, chat. Very motherfucking interesting. Chat, as I've told you, Jay-Z and Beyonce, their lawyers pretty damn powerful. I don't know why I keep sneezing. I'm so sorry, Chad. Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer, Alex Spiro, very fucking powerful. This is a guy who, when everybody thought that ICE was going to keep 21 Savage detained, he was going to get deported. What the fuck? I don't know what's going on, Chad. Sorry. When everyone thought that was going to happen, Jay-Z assigned Alex Spiro. This guy right here, they're taunting his case. And by the way, he's helping out Mayor Adams right now, the New York City mayor. They're saying he's never lost a case. They're saying this guy is one of those. And Jay-Z has him in his pocket. He does the bidding for Jay-Z, whether it's representing someone Jay-Z likes, Jay-Z has interest in, or if it's somebody who might be Jay-Z want to see fail, he might show up just to represent the other person, just to make sure that other person fails, right? This guy's really powerful, and when you hear him talk like this, this guy's speaking from a position of power. He said, "I didn't send him a cease and desist." By the way, I think what he said is worse. He said, "I gave it an ultimatum." I didn't even tell him a cease and desist. I gave an ultimatum. Now, a cease and desist isn't a legal document. A cease and desist is usually, it's a notice, right? It's a notice that if you continue this behavior or you don't remedy that behavior, we intend to pursue you legally. He didn't say, "Oh, I sent that," which is usually a kind of outline shit. He says, "I gave him an ultimatum," which means Piers Morgan just got bullied. But this should show you how powerful Jay-Z and Beyonce's lawyer has a reach. Sorry.
Right.
Were you ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill.
Now, remember we were talking about this whole thing. Yo, why don't Jay-Z sue Jaguar Wright? I'm pretty sure they've maybe reached out to her to say, yo, stop the bullshit or we're gonna sue you. It's either two things. They've reached out, she's ignored it. Well, actually, three things. Second of all, they haven't reached out because they know she don't got no money. So threatening a lawsuit to somebody who don't got money is like basically threatening to waste your own time. Or number three, they don't want to go to court with her because she might have more to say. And then she could at least use her legal right to then have Jay-Z actually have to answer to certain shit through a deposition. So it's a very interesting thing. But it's interesting, this is the first time we've seen Alex Spiro pop out, and he popped out in a major way. Piers Morgan, if you look at Piers Morgan's channel, everything he's doing, I ain't gonna lie, Piers Morgan, he's like white Shannon Sharp. Everything he's doing is getting major views. Look, 1.5 million a day ago, 1.2 million a day ago, 750K. Like most of all, 3.6 million for that interview in question. He is like doing really huge numbers. And I think for him, you know what? And I'm pretty sure he has some type of counsel. Why go to war with the Carters? Especially when it's over some shit that Jaguar Wright said, right? Now, this is also one of the reasons why I think that Vlad has never interviewed her, regardless, because, you know, she has a lot to say about Sean Diddy Combs. Like, you're still going to have people who are very interested in what she said. Did you see her last interview? She just did another interview. She did another interview. Like, look at this. Came out yesterday.
I watched them.
Yo, by the way, I know she's probably charging for interviews right now. Look, it did 1 million in a day. Yo, chat, look, she started looking like a diva now. She got glasses on. Look at her. Listen to this shit.
A video of an interview of Justin Bieber, and he was talking about Billie Eilish, and he was like, he was broke, almost in tears. He's like, I just want to protect her. I just want to keep her safe.
Yeah.
Let's take a shot, chat.
What do you think he went through?
Because he knows what's been happening to Billy. Just like everybody knew what was happening to Millie Bobby Brown girl with Drake.
What?
These people are monsters.
Stop. That's my thing with her. Yo, she had clear, association. Like, we seen her singing for Jay-Z. I know people were mad. They were like, yo, how didn't you know? Bro, like, I didn't know she was the person who was singing on the Unplugged thing, but, like, come on. Like, why we acting like she was a huge deal? Relax. Anyway, the thing with her is, and I think this is a symptom of the Me Too era. To get credibility, all you have to do is claim everybody is a monster. Chris Brown monster, Drake monster, Jay-Z monster, Diddy monster. They're all monsters. And now, because we do see Diddy in trouble, we're like, really? Tell me more. We give a platform. There's 1 million people watching a day. We keep hearing more and more shit. And again, it's different if she was around these people, but I don't know if she's ever met Drake or Chris Brown. I heard her say things about Drake and Chris Brown. And I was like, have you met him? Like, how are you speaking on? It's one thing to be like, I've heard that these guys do X, Y, and Z. She don't speak like that. And I think that's what Dame Dash was saying. She don't be speaking in the, oh, I heard this. She speaks in this, I know this.
Real life.
Oh, look, they put a disclaimer. Wow, see? The information provided by the speaker or presenter on the IDAC platform is for general informational purposes only. All information provided is in good faith. However, we make no representation or warranty of any kind expressed or implied regarding the accuracy Okay, see, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is where we get to bullshit. We start chasing clicks over chasing. Like, if you gotta put this type of like disclaimer, it's like you saying, "I ain't gonna lie to you. We don't even really believe this chick. We just think it's entertaining and it's gonna get us clicks." Like, come on, bro. Like, she's talking about things and making allegations that would purport and also encourage people to go to jail for life. Like, if you're putting this like disclaimer, like, it's not like you don't believe it.
Real life street stars. Hold on. They might not have saw this coming, but I'm sure they saw it coming. It's been 3 days. 3 point something million on Piers Morgan.
Yeah.
Jaguar Wright has the world's attention as we speak. The last time we spoke, it was virtually.
Yeah.
And Diddy had been arrested, which made the world stop.
Yeah.
And take a moment and say, wait a minute. There's been a lady speaking about these things for years.
He turned the whole world into Ray J. Wait a minute. Yup, he did. Yeah, he did.
And first and foremost, we have to say we appreciate you coming here next, because that gives us validity in the sense that Piers Morgan, thank you. But really, this moment right here is where we really get what y'all are coming here to see, and what we call what would you call this kind of information that you put out, Jag? What?
Real shit.
There you go. There you go. Now, before we get started, I'm looking at your drip. I'm looking at your clothing.
Yeah.
And that looks somewhat. Is that Haley Bailey?
Well, someone asked me where to get this T-shirt from because they thought it was Haley Bailey.
Yes.
23-year-old Jaguar Wright, Miss 7th Avenue. Stores say, I love her. Here's in lapse, time, gap. And yet, she looked like me. This is what they do to us. Then they keep creating replica.
Come on. Our fans who really want to also support you, of course, you have your own support system as far as Jaguar Wright and the Jaguar Wright Foundation, wherever she
And
wants
my
to go.
legal defense fund, which
Correct.
is most imperative right now.
Ooh.
With 2 business deals, 2 companies, Profits Plus BB Films, and View It. Both of them were brought to me by people that I considered trusted allies, and both deals were corrupted. Now, I'm not going to blame the people that brought the deals to me.
This caption says Dame Dash sued CFA, which I think maybe is the company that owns this channel.
How could I expect them to know? But to consistently keep being courted to do business with people who keep things secret, like, oh yeah, we work with Rock Nation, or oh yeah, Cuba Gooding Jr., full on Diddy Doo-Wop Bop, sits on the board. If I had have heard those names in those first meetings, there's no way I would have gone through with those deals. I don't do business with people who do business with the devil. So why did they keep it secret? Why did I have to find out? Why did I have to do extra research that wasn't available upon meeting these companies? And I'm gonna tell you why. Because my enemies pay good money to make sure I can't be successful. Okay. And if you don't believe me, ask Dame Dash.
Ooh, here we go. Ooh, okay.
That's what's been happening to him. Hi, Dame.
Oh, stay right there. Stay right there. So
thanks for the shout out.
Oh, here we go.
Sorry you've been getting sued. I haven't.
And we're going to go back to Dan because he said, how come they haven't sued Jaguar Wright? A lot of people are saying that. So let's just start with Piers Morgan because there's a headline that went out that was very powerful that people are running with where it just says, Jay-Z is the real monster. Now, before you speak on it, to even get to Piers Morgan, can you explain how that took place and why even take that interview to go forward?
Well, excuse me.
Bless us.
I can't say that I sought it out because I didn't. Truth is we didn't see it coming.
Hey. I'm trying to say this without coming off as a hypocrite because I run a news platform, right? And sometimes in the moments of the biggest misfortunes, like for example, I remember we had 72,000 people watching just King Academics when we were listening and waiting for the deliberation and the reading of the Tory Lanez verdict, which ultimately went to prison. So I do know because, you know, and that's been my thing, right? Like, I'm the news guy. Like, you guys used to watch me or listen to me before you ever heard my voice and be like, check it out. Like, you heard that a million times. And I do know that when big news, whether positive or negative, like, you know what I mean, a lot of people tune in. So let's just break even that down, right? By the nature of things, I do get paid when there are big headlines. I get paid more, I guess, when there's big headlines or big things that's happening because more people come. That's something I acknowledge. But I acknowledge it where I'm not, and again, I'm saying this because I want to be a hypocrite in what I'm about to say. I acknowledge this because it's different, because I also have the ability to create stories if I want. Like, I keep telling you, I have everybody's secrets. If I just want to go break story after story and just, you know, I could. But that's not really what I do, right? So I generally kind of just react and I kind of go off of the natural cycle of things. And, you know, if something happened, that's what it is. And I use that to admit how, you know, I don't want to be a hypocrite, but I want to address, like, the Jaguar Wrights. And I remember talking to Vlad, and I said, Vlad, you know, once you start paying these people for interviews, you fucked up the game. Because this was when he was talking about the Marlon Wayans thing. And he was like, oh, and I completely gets the business model, right? Well, Vlad is making tens of thousands of dollars for some of these interviews. Of course, like, you know, after a while, shit, you should pay your guests, especially when, you know, for me, it's a quid pro quo, like, which means we're exchanging. Like, when I interview 21 Savage, or if I interview Vaughn of 1700, or I interview any of these rappers, they're looking for additional eyes and promotion for their music. In exchange for doing the interview, that interview for me becomes content, right? So they're getting free promotion. I'm getting content. So I don't generally like to pay anyone, truth be told. I think once I go down the realm, but that's just my mentality. Once you go down the realm of paying people, you start seeing very different things. Now, let me explain what's happening on YouTube. Shout out to Charleston White. Like, Charleston White's one of those guys, and I think he deserves every dollar. He gets paid because he'll do an interview with a channel with 300 subscribers, and after that interview, because the interview is still going to do 500,000 at least, that channel going to blow up to be like 30,000 subscribers just off of that. So he should be compensated. Now, I extrapolate that thought to, like, someone like Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright is at the point now, and I don't know what her financial condition was before. If you think Jaguar Wright isn't getting paid handsomely for all these interviews she's doing, you're smoking crack. Now, I'm not upset, nor do I really give a fuck if people pay for interviews. But let's think about the Jaguar Wrights, the Gene Deals. And I'm not saying no one's lying. But if you're getting paid and your payment, this is how you're now making a living. It's predicated on you having and exposing the industry or telling these tales that are saying people are monsters. Does it ever get to the point that you say, okay, I already exposed all the monsters. These other guys that I've never met, I don't know enough about them. Or do you just double down? Or do you just continue, continue to kind of go down the realm of whatever you believe that people want to hear? Because at the end of the day now, when you see her show up with the glasses and she's like, this is, if Jaguar Wright's getting 6 figures for talking about this shit now, facts. You think if she cares about now her new income stream to continue, you think she's not trying to say things or do more shit to have it continue? Or do you think at this point she's just here to get the truth out and she just wants to see people? Or is she do you get what I mean? Now, I use that to say, remember what we said about some of these lawsuits. We got real victims who they were really wronged by Diddy. And they're suing because for whatever reason, they couldn't get him locked up, I guess, right? But then you got some of those people who, shit, if the money's being given out, let me get it. There's a couple, listen, there gonna be a couple of chicks who said, nah, shit, I was down with a freak off back then, but shit, if everybody taking this nigga down, I'm about to change my story. I need some money too. And I'm wondering, when it comes to like Jaguar Wright, I'm like, are we still at the point? Because you'll watch someone like Jaguar Wright start developing main character syndrome. Like okay, we're all going to give her credit for speaking about Diddy before everyone else took focus on him. But as time goes by, you realize she's basking in this almost newfound celebrity attention and this pay-to-play economy for these interviews she's doing. You start to see the demeanor change. It starts to be a lot more about, it's like a second wind at what is about fame. And again, I'm not saying any of this to like make her look or sound any crazy, but I'm wondering if that taints the process of, because I remember hearing Jaguar Wright for the first time, even Gene Deal. Their thing was, I just want to tell the truth. And that is so innocent. When someone says, I didn't have a voice before, I just want to tell the truth. After a while, though, it becomes, well, this is now your new career. How much you think Gene Deal gets a year to do interviews? Speaking about Diddy. Keep in mind, if he's not speaking about Diddy, I don't know how interested he is. How much you think Jaguar Wright is getting? So again, how much could they still give new information that they haven't said in the other 40 interviews they done did? If they want to keep getting a check, they got to come up with new shit. Now, maybe they're just good at recollecting some shit they never said before. Or maybe, exactly, all right?
But I have to credit Odell.
Got Odeezy.
My love. I have to credit him because since we've combined and joined forces and become a hell of an investigative journalism team. See, I'm the content, I'm the passion, I'm the voice. I'm also the brain, but I do too much by myself.
See, once we get to the point where like, she's talking about the business model of exposing these guys. You see, it always starts off pure where you're like, oh no, they're just doing the right thing. They're speaking against somebody powerful. Then you realize now, this is a business. This is a 6-figure income generator that they're now creating a team around. And how much of this is still pure versus how much of this is we need to continue the business?
That's the brain. That's the administrator. That's the bloodhound. And he, you know, there
I'm
was
gonna skip to the Vlad part real quick.
Vlad going after you.
never have enough to say. There will never be enough screen time for me to say. But what I will say is, I'm grateful for the questions he asked. I'm grateful for the time he gave me to answer. And I pray that I was able to hit everything that needed to be hit for the public.
How did you feel about Vlad going after you?
I loved it. I saw the lineup immediately.
Right.
Especially when I saw the lawyer, Ariel, kid that came after.
Right.
What Pierce did was brilliant journalism.
Right.
He created a beef without there being one. And he created multiple episodes for confrontation after. It's brilliant.
It is, Vlad has said, you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
And he has never wanted you on a show. He has
Ever.
never reached out to you.
You know what? Hold up. Drum roll. Where do I find that receipt?
Oh, we got, is there?
On the email.
Let me check.
Yeah, there's receipts?
No, it's on your YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
let me go over here to my baby's channel, Set in the West. Shout out to
Shout out
Set
to
in the West.
running the numbers up. Go there for all the exclusive. All the exclusive.
You know, it's so funny. I love bigging his channel up.
Yeah.
I love it. I do. I love it. I love having
Big up, you know, going from
Right? Flash. Didn't subscribe on this phone. No, because I hold on, let's see. Is that it? Oh, the Bluetooth. They don't have any.
Everyone knew he was the devil. I would go, but there's a party within a party. This has been a AKA, what's your name, bro? Vladimir, Boosky. It's Vladimir. Vladimir. Come at you as a
Before vlogging.
carpet Compton, but YG's from Bompton.
From Bompton.
Okay, anyway.
Running around from 10 rooftop to 10 rooftop, playing your little weird. And considering everything that's going on with the Israelis right now and the war and the this and the that, you know, seems like you would be more interested in that. Like Mila Kunis and.
Before he came on, what is his thoughts on you before they put him on?
I'm sure they checked.
So.
But the thing is
Makes for good
this,
TV.
It's great TV. Like I said, I thought it was brilliant. But the thing is the only way that he could have been cloaked from a vetting team as fierce as Piers Morgan's.
All right, let's get to. She's talking about 50 J Kendrick. What the fuck? Let's hear this.
You got it.
Damn.
Curtis?
Okay.
You can find him in the club.
Right, so you can find him in the club.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. So let me ask you, when Piers...
Hopefully not at Coco Pele.
Damn.
I got somebody looking for you there.
Damn.
I know you're tight, Curtis. You gonna fall for one of my niggas real soon. See if you figure out which one.
Oh my God. So
I had somebody watching your ass the second you came down to the clerk's office. Now, you might have been able to pay everybody down there to get on Facebook and lie about me and say that I was arrested for kidnapping and elderly abuse. Y'all remember when I got arrested and brought here to Dallas after I got extradited? What was it, for kidnapping and elderly abuse?
Now, she's calling out 50 Cent. Now, you know what I've noticed, chat? And I start to realize, let me tell you this, when you open Pandora's box, and sometimes, you know, I forgot the law that applies to this in the 48 Laws of Power. Sometimes you want to see somebody fall. But, you know, in Jamaican terms, I've always said, I love this term because it's true. They say when you dig a grave, make sure you dig two. You dig one for the person you hate and dig one for you too. Because sometimes when you're so focused on trying to sink somebody, you also sink yourself. And what I've realized is that, you know, 50 has been one of the main contributors to seeing Diddy go down. And Diddy be, you know, castrated and kind of ousted as like this creep. But the more these lawsuits keep coming out, what have we seen? Two of the people, not only 50, but also Gene Deal, they're like, oh, wait, hold on now. Some of this shit, I know I've been saying this nigga's weird and he did do A, B, and C, but I'm not gonna quote. You know what? Where that comes from? That comes from those people realizing you're not that removed and you're not that protected either. It's only a matter of time before somebody mentions that Gene Deal was in some shit. Or somebody mentions that 50 was in, maybe not some shit with Diddy, but somebody makes an allegation. So you can't be the person that's accepting that well, I won't call it bullshit, but every allegation is right, because it could happen to you too. And we've seen how Gene Deal kind of backpedaled, but I seen 50 himself. 50, what did 50 say? 50 posted even something recently, and he called it out. He said, yo, this is bullshit. Where is it at? Where's the 50 post? Fuck. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Where is it? Am I tripping? Like, he essentially said, oh, here it is, right here. Okay? Give me 1 second. Okay, so 50, he said, okay. He said, Diddy gonna make bail his next, well, it wasn't this one. He's gonna make bail his next court days, so all that shit y'all been saying, keep the same energy. Don't y'all even try to take that post down. That wasn't the one, actually. He had called out BS. Where is it? Like, fuck. I don't have my ducks in order today, Chad. I know. I like to have all my things, but I just instantly thought of this, so I don't have this like prepared. But he called out some shit and he said, yo, this is bullshit. Let me see. 50 Cent Diddy calls, like, he called it BS. He called out one of these allegations and he was just like, this is a lie. Right? Oh yeah, he says, caught this bitch lying. Right? And so you put up this Thalia Graves joint, and it says TMZ had obtained a text exchange between the Diddy accuser, her, Thalia Graves, and her ex-boyfriend, where she offered him up to $7 million, or not 7 million, but 7 figures to corroborate her claim. And 50's now coming, looking like he's almost kind of like saying, all right, man, yo, we already got Diddy down. He's locked up, like, but some of these other claims is bullshit. Because you know what happens is that the pylon method happens. And he has to, I don't think he cares about Diddy. I think 50 realizes that you're not impervious to this. I think Gene Deal realizes that the same way how you tried to sink Diddy, after a while, they going to get Big Joe Sherman, and eventually somebody's going to say Gene Deal. Just like 50's realizing that you're now creating an environment where women who have had maybe any type of sexual experience with a rapper or someone who they feel got the bread, they're going to come out with a different story. And guess who got bread too? You. So I seen 50 start to kind of like change his tune slightly. And I'm like, okay, interesting.
Yes.
It was for me being a fugitive.
Oh yeah, fugitive.
Because DJ Genesis made me a fugitive when she pretended to be Angela Owusu and broke my bond.
Okay,
went to and talked to and told them about me wanting to run for mayor. Why? To manipulate the circumstances of what's supposed to happen at the Super Bowl.
What?
About Piers Morgan to say he's not here to defend himself, so
No,
we're
and
gonna...
neither is his asshole. I'm over Curtis. I'm over Curtis.
I know, and
Because the only reason he's kissing up to Jay-Z right now, trying to manipulate the circumstances of what's supposed to happen at the Super Bowl.
What?
See, Diddy's in jail. Jay-Z's used to having a wingman. You think it's going to be you? Now, everybody knows in the backdrop, Sean Carter, that you promised the South that the next time the Super Bowl came through, it would be a Louisiana affair. And then when Diddy goes and gets into trouble and you need to convince the white people you're still in control, you bring Kendrick Lamar, who we already know you don't like for the way he embarrassed you on Don't Kill My Vibe, the remix.
Wait, what?
But we also know
Up in the closet.
you got ties in TDE,
What?
Sean Carter, and you got a switch on top. I know that. I know that for a fact. Just like why you keep having artists that want to jump off of high places. Shout out to Ab-Soul.
Bozo, thank you for the 50 pounds. I appreciate you. You said, you're a trustworthy journalist who's pretty much accurate on a lot of stuff, but it's also a business. We saw your cars. She has a voice to expose other predators now, like Jay-Z and Drake, and to get paid. Nothing wrong with that. Bozo, this is why I admitted the fact that I don't want to seem a hypocrite when I'm saying what I'm saying about her. So I talked about, hey, I do run a news channel, or I do a news podcast or a news stream. I get it. So like in times when there is a big news story, I do get ridiculous numbers, right? Which in terms turns to ridiculous pay. I am agreeing with you. Here's my point. Her knack is really the Jay-Z and Diddy stuff, which she's been speaking about. It's one thing where you're speaking on maybe firsthand knowledge of these people. I don't know if she knows Chris Brown. And I know y'all might be like, oh, no, it's because she mentioned Drake. It's just like, here's my point. Jaguar Wright also said that Joe Budden was fucking some dude. And Joe Budden, I forgot who she said he was fucking. But even Joe Budden was just like, yo, I was actually believing a lot of the stuff you were saying until you just randomly threw me in it. You have to realize at a point, it's impossible that this woman knows every predator, every nefarious, evil person in the industry. And at a point, she becomes just like someone who's cynically just mentioning people's names. I'll believe, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I see her with Jay-Z. Whatever she said about Jay-Z, she knows more than me. I'll say that same thing about Sean Combs. When she's mentioning certain other people, I don't know if she was even around.
Oh.
What was her name?
Put like this. She's talking about how the Super Bowl this year should go with Kendrick and TDE and Jay-Z. Like, again, do you think she's speaking from a place of, oh, she knows? Or maybe she's also, like, speculating a bit?
Lori Joe?
Oh.
That woman threw herself from a control tower and impaled herself with spikes right before she was about to sign the TDE.
Okay, Bozo, I'll ask you this question. By the way, Bozo, that's the name of the guy. I'm not calling him Bozo. Let me tell you this. You see, y'all gonna jack what Jaguar Wright says until she starts saying shit that you're like, what the fuck is she talking about? All right, cool. You know my favorite game? All right, bet. Y'all right. Y'all got me. Yeah, I'm hating. Cool. All right, bet. She said TD on some weird shit. What's up? What up? Y'all believe her now? TDE's on the weird shit. Y'all believe her? Or now is she lying? Because she's now mentioning and kind of alluding to hip hop Jesus, which is Kendrick. She's saying that they're on the weird shit. Are y'all saying that she's lying now? If you're saying we should believe her, she's saying they're weird too. What's up? It's always anytime you see people be like, no, let them talk. Somebody like this is she doesn't really have the wherewithal to realize you can't say Kendrick and Kendrick people is weird because Kendrick is hip hop Jesus. He could do no wrong. So even the people who are rocking with you, the moment you say hip hop Jesus, Kendrick is doing some weird shit, you're like, oh hell no. All right, now she's lying. So chat, y'all tell me, if she telling the truth about Drake, Jay-Z, Diddy, Chris Brown, now she's mentioning Kendrick. She telling the truth too, right?
What was her name? Alori Joe?
Oh.
That woman threw herself from a control tower and impaled herself with spikes right before she was about to sign the TDE. And her fiance, Ab Soul, threw himself off the freeway out of grief and survived. Why are all of the artists at TDE so unhappy? You guys.
As I said, chat, sometimes it'll make you laugh or make you cry. This is the thing with Jaguar Wright. When y'all be like, oh no, whatever, because she's talking some crap about Jay-Z and Diddy, she's going to get to your favorite artist too, who you think is hip-hop Jesus, and the people he grew up around, and the people he came up in this game around. And I know people like, well, Kendrick's not TDE. Kendrick came up in that system, and he made that label. He put that label on the map in a way where it was a dominant force in the industry. So whatever she's saying, if you believe her about them people, that means Kendrick. Which, by the way, I don't believe that. I'm sorry, I don't believe that. Like, I just want to tell y'all about when y'all start getting into this cynicism shit. Like, oh no, like she knows everything about you. Y'all are down to believe shit until she mentions the person you love. That's my point.
Some of the best artists in the West there. Why did Kendrick Lamar feel the need to leave and start his own? And why is he able to release more records now that he's not at TDE?
He released one album and 3 diss songs. He ain't releasing much more music than he was releasing on TDE. Damn dropped in 2017. 2022, we get motherfucking Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. For 2 years after that, we're in 2022. We have maybe 3 or 4 features, right? 3 or 4. No, all right, let's say a little bit more because he was doing, but definitely less than 10. And we have 2 diss songs and 1 album since 2022. He ain't releasing that much music since. Let's be honest. But here's the thing: if y'all want to say y'all believe her, y'all gotta now say, if y'all want to say Diddy's sick, Jay-Z's sick, TD's sick.
So
interesting.
Let me ask you, as you're on this topic.
I tell you one thing, Curtis Jackson, you are a setup king, and I promise you this: any little nigga that you're enlisting to go down to New Orleans and start trouble during the Super Bowl, that will stop. That will stop. I'm sick and tired of you. And the truth is, they only like you for your money.
So let me ask you, Jack, on a surface level, you're saying that Kendrick being in the Super Bowl versus, let's say, Wayne, which was like a shoe-in for the city, that in the background, and again, we talked about the mayor, it's a lot more to it than just as simple as, oh, Kendrick's he had a great year.
Social engineering. Creating an issue that didn't need to be an issue.
I hear that. Like Hunger Games, like.
Very Hunger Games. Life imitates art. Art imitates life. I tell you one thing, it's been almost 30 years since Biggie and Tupac were taken from us. That was social engineering at its finest. It got people in line, didn't it?
Without question.
Now you think about Drake right now, and you think about Kendrick Lamar. That's looking about the same as Biggie, Kendrick. Biggie, Kendrick, Tupac, Drake. Think about the comparisons.
Yep.
Yo, mental health is a real thing, bro. That is not the same thing at all. Biggie and Tupac is nothing like Drake and Kendrick.
Imagine. Be a gangster playing. Imagine.
Comparisons.
If the same fate that befell Biggie and Tupac happened to Drake and Kendrick.
Just imagine.
And as messy as Drake is right now.
You know what's so funny? The people who run this channel, because they're ad-libbing behind the scenes, I could tell that they're just doing this shit for views. They don't believe one fucking word she's saying. They're putting up all type of disclaimer. They don't believe one fucking word. Like they're just like, all right, this is gonna get some views. Fuck it.
I can almost bet that there's somebody that wants to turn his faucet off. Because if y'all think Diddy is a mess, Drake, he was being groomed to be next in line. See. What happens when the real details of what happened to Triple X come out? Oh my God. What happens when Jonathan Hay finally starts putting all of the pieces together on why he was put in that home invasion robbery with his daughter? Because he's remembering more now. He's been talking with Truth Is here on YouTube, and he's been saying even more now than he said here. Shout out to Jonathan Hay and your bravery.
Shout out Jonathan Hay. We will get him on the couch soon because his story is one of those stories that might get lost in Hollywood if he was ever silenced.
Might get lost. He might get lost.
Exactly.
Let's make sure he doesn't.
Yeah, let's pray and protect Jonathan Hay. Jack, let me ask you to kind of put a button on the Piers Morgan situation. He brought you on to speak on Diddy, and it seemed as if your focus turned to Jay-Z, his wife.
That's always been my focus.
Yes. What?
They're one and the same.
Mm.
Tell me something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
Mm-hmm. You saying Diddy and Jay-Z is peanut butter jelly?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Mm.
Let's deal with the sandwich.
We asked you this last time, and Piers Morgan said it. They're not here to defend themselves. Do you think the Carters will speak about any of this at all? Do you just feel that they'll make any statement about what's going on?
Beyonce is losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say so?
I mean, probably not, considering she's going to be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals.
Sure.
Diddy is a drug dealer, and so is Jay-Z.
Yo, this is crazy.
The proof is there. How many up people does he have to be around before people see him for who he is?
It seems like these artists are trying to run away from their past. Diddy changed his name multiple times to say that.
I do want to do a little fact checking, and again, I also don't got no horse in the race, but I like calling out crazy, and I like do fact checking. I will say she is correct. In the last 30 days, Beyonce has lost 1.2 million followers. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. She has 315 million followers. I don't believe that's because of the Diddy thing. What happens is that when you're a huge social media influencer like Beyonce, and let's go to her Instagram. If you don't post, over time, the algorithms, they change and whatever. And they remove fake followers. They remove bot. They remove. Listen, if you're not posting regularly, when's the last? Oh, never mind. She is posting. A day ago. Yeah, I don't know why she's losing followers. I don't think it's because of that Diddy shit. A day ago, 3. Oh yeah, she is posting. I don't follow Beyonce, so I don't know what the fuck she be. Oh shit, man, she's kind of lit. 2 million. Okay. She is losing followers though. Just by the stats. The stats says. She's lost 1.2 in the last month. Now, if you want to believe Jaguar Wright, that is because of Diddy, cool. I don't know.
That's not me. I'm trying to move beyond Diddy. I'm loved now. It seems like Jay-Z would try to run away from his past.
Calling that nigga love and anything that he did love. Brother love. What kind of love? Baby oil love. Baby love. Baby love. Explicit love. Hey. They never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
Oh man, it's different now.
These lyrics are all hitting different right now. All the people talking about fathers, all kinds of stuff.
So what are your thoughts when you see a Choke Is No Joke on, I forget the, shout out the podcast that had him on, but he speaks on.
I wish somebody would choke that joke.
Damn. He tried to exploit the transvestite that was on the Biggie video.
No, he wanted to sell a story that he thought would get him.
Okay. All right. Now, there's also, I don't know if it's fitting, but Jaguar Wright and Orlando Brown has done an interview together, which God bless both of them, okay? Is it this?
I listen to you warn the children every day.
Yeah, apparently they've done a new interview. Niggas got it, bro. Yeah.
To figure out why ain't nobody got nothing to say with the simple fact.
What's wrong with Orlando Brown?
20 bullshit about everybody he possibly can.
Jaguar, what's wrong with Orlando Brown, girl?
Say about the co-star in his podcast, which is Aries Spears.
It's not our fault that Justin Bieber got fucked by Diddy.
What the hell?
It's not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy anymore. It is not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy.
Yo, son.
What the fuck?
You're not. I just don't want to disrespect what you're saying. You're not.
You can't disrespect. You can only go on.
So I have to ask, for those people out there that believe in this thing that exists, is there such thing as a matrix? Are we all embedded in the system? And I don't say this to be sensationalized. I say this to mean that.
No, I'm just like, yo.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, man. This shit is just crazy.
Well, yeah, Piers Morgan, that was interesting. Playing his music, they making fun of him. Tito, at the sound check, plugging up, they make.
Okay.
And I definitely don't sit with people who make child porn films. I'm still trying to figure out why ain't nobody got nothing to say with the simple fact that Vlad is talking cash money bullshit about everybody he possibly can in the black community, and yet he has nothing to say about the co-star in his podcast, which is what the fuck
nigga wanted to be rich.
They put the baby on. No, I put
That being said, with that being said,
listen to me. He turned Justin
the nigga
Bieber into
wanted
a
to be
pocket
rich,
pussy.
son.
What the fuck?
The nigga wanted to be rich.
They put the
son.
baby on. No, I put the coke in your car on. Yeah. I put the coke in your car. That Bieber shit is wrong.
You gotta walk away.
with that being said, with that being said,
I put the coke in your car.
this is this is as Jaguar Wright, Orlando Brown, Jaguar Wright, and Orlando Brown
Come on.
in person. Once in a lifetime. It will end on that. Real life.
What the fuck?
3 stars.
Yeah, I think hip hop has gotten to the point, or like content on YouTube, just get 2 crackheads and just give them some money, bro. Get them enough that they could get a fix for the next week, and just like, look at this bullshit.
Hey, I gotta speak the language. I put the coke in your car.
Yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. All right. Okay. They got it. They got it. All right. Let me see if I can remove a few things off our list. We still got a whole bunch of things to get to. Chat. If you guys don't know, the prosecutors in the Julio Foolio case, when it comes to his death, has officially given notice that they intend. By the way, if you don't know, usually after the indictment, they have about 90 days or so, which was about 3 months, either 3 months or 6 months. I think they can request an extension to let the defendants know that they're opting for the death penalty. And apparently in the Foolio case, they're opting for the prosecutors opting for the death penalty for 3 of the suspects, except the woman. Okay.
Tampa investigators say 5 people came down from Jacksonville and worked together to follow and ultimately kill a rapper who was here celebrating his birthday. 4 of those suspects appeared in court today. Fox 13's Ariel Placencia joins us live in Tampa. And Ariel, we know authorities are still searching for the 5th suspect.
Now, I think they're still searching for the 5th suspect. I could be wrong on that. And let me actually just find you an updated video from today. But they are... Foolio death penalty. Here we go. Is it that? No. I think I got to do it this week. Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, there's a court proceeding. Oh, here we go.
The prosecutors in the Foolio murder trial want the death penalty for everyone that got caught for the hit. Do you think they all deserve it?
They don't want the death penalty for her. By the way, it's rumored that she's working with them already. There was already preliminary statements that she was cooperating with detectives in the initial interview where she was clarifying about how someone got to use her phone. And she was basically saying, hey, I didn't know that we were going to murder these guys, even though, you know, she's lying. But she was down to kind of throw the other guys under the bus. At first, she was trying to defend the guy who was her boyfriend. But her name is Alicia Andrews, her boyfriend. I forgot his name. She was trying to defend him. And I'll show you her boyfriend when we see it. She was trying to defend him to make it seem like, oh, no, he was influenced by these guys, but he didn't know as well. Why would she, this is her boyfriend right here. Why would she try to defend him? This guy, he was one of the shooters. He's cooked. Why would she try to defend him, though? She would try to defend him because she's currently pregnant. So she's pregnant. And so after the murder of Foolio, I don't know if she's ever been pregnant before, but they knew the police was going to come at some point. There was so much national attention on this case. They knew they were going to get arrested. The dude was fucking her, just probably not pulling out like, fuck it, like we're probably going to go down for life. He was nutting in her, and then she got pregnant. So she got pregnant afterwards, after she helped him participate in the murder of Foolio. And when she talked to detectives, she was down to pretty much tell on the other guy because she don't know them like that. She's down to tell on the two brothers, and she's down to tell on the 18-year-old, or actually I think it was 19, the 19-year-old who did the shooting. So the three shooters, for whatever reason, clearly, she's not that smart. She thought her cooperation might help her and her baby daddy / boyfriend out because they didn't do any shooting. But here how it works in most states. I actually found out some interesting about certain states are really like Florida really gonna get your ass, bro. When you plan a murder, it's like you pulled the trigger. Now that might matter as sentencing, but they're not gonna care, or they're not gonna let you off because you didn't pull the trigger. They're not gonna give you like some separate charge. You're gonna also get murdered. Many even states, like for example, like New Jersey is one of these. In New Jersey, attempted murder or say like attempted robbery is seen as if you did the crime. So they play it out like, well, you wanted to be successful, so we're going to give you punishment as if you were successful. And they usually take it to the extent with that. Certain places don't play about certain shit. And such is the case in Florida. Florida ain't playing about these people premeditatedly traveling, across multiple counties to go kill this guy. And the woman who is, Alicia Andrews, which is her, she thought her, cooperative, nature with the cops was going to save them. Now, I'm pretty sure it'll save, I don't know, maybe 20 years off her life. She's probably going to have to do, these other guys are never getting out of jail. Like, she probably is going to have a chance to get out of jail. I think she thought she could, try to cooperate with the police and be like, oh, we didn't know what was going on. It was me and my boyfriend. Oh, but they were like, there was mad calls made from your phone. Oh, no, yeah, we were in the car with these guys. They asked us, whatever. So, she, I always tell you, a woman is only loyal to her emotions. And second of all, she's loyal to the dick she's sucking or fucking. And she's trying to protect her guy. But it's clear her guy was part of it and not like an innocent bystander. So that's what they're realizing. They're fucked. Okay? Let me see if we could find anything. Foolio, death penalty. Okay. So the death penalty, here we go. By the way, this one Davion Murphy nigga, he still remains at large. If this nigga isn't in Mexico by now, he's an idiot. Davion Murphy, he's the 5th suspect wanted in the murder of Foolio. The Florida state attorney is basically filing motion. By the way, they said, actually, we could look. You want me to see me look this up right now? This is how easy this is to look half of this shit up, right? Watch. Actually, no. It's Hillsborough County court case search. I don't think I got to log in. We have corporate accounts with all these accounts, with all these clerks. But I'm not about to log in on stream. Let me see. Here we go. Cool. So let's do a nice little case search. I'll be able to read the document. I should have pulled it before stream. Okay, it's not working. Yeah, the website's down. Anyway, the point is this. The Florida State Attorney, Susan S. Lopez, has filed a motion in the criminal court saying that the state does intend to seek the death penalty for 3 suspects. Isaiah Chance, by the way, that's the boyfriend of the girl who got pregnant. So her boyfriend name is Isaiah Chance. She was trying to save him. Sean Gathright and Rashad Murphy. By the way, the woman already started to snitch. I don't have the paper. Well, actually, I have it somewhere, but I won't bore y'all with me looking for it. Essentially, we realized that the girl was already starting to snitch because she was already talking about the plot and how she was an innocent bystander, right? So she's down to tell. She's just not down to put her boyfriend in jail. She cares about her boyfriend. That's her baby daddy. She's pregnant for him. The other three niggas she don't give a fuck about. Now, granted, I don't think it doesn't work like that. You don't get to save your lover when your lover and you basically were responsible for plotting this whole thing and dropping locations. So you might be able to save yourself because you're snitching, but you don't get to snitch for your boyfriend. They got one snitch. They don't need another. The rest of these people are going to get cooked. Now, do I think they're going to get the death penalty? I don't think so. I think they're going to get life. They're going to get life, but maybe not a death penalty, okay? But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even think they sought after the death penalty in the maybe they do get a death penalty. Maybe they do get the death penalty because in the X case, the reason why they didn't go after the death penalty for these guys is because the motive for everything that happened was a robbery. So these guys went for money and they had no premeditated reason or motive to kill X. They just happened to kill him in the commission of the robbery, right? Which now it turns to murder. But because it wasn't that premeditated in terms of that they wanted to kill him, they didn't go for death penalty. But in here, this was a hit. This was meant to kill the guy, which death penalty it is. So if you ask me, I think this is a great thing, okay? You got to send a message to people. Death penalty should be on the table. And also, Alicia Andrews it's good that she finally understands. Give me 1 second.
Did the talk.
All right, yeah, we can't find a news article on it. Why not? I was trying to find the news article.
Penalty.
The final decision has not been made. It is going to.
Diddy. Oh yeah, no, this was an old video where she was requesting a speedy trial, and I think she already got to deal with the feds, or not feds, but the government. Okay, so the reality is that her boyfriend, which is this nigga, when you're a snitch, you can't save your man. So you won't have that baby, and I think she's about like 3 months at this point, 3-4 months. You're going to have that baby, and you're going to spit that little kid out in jail. They're going to take that kid away from you. You don't get no 2 weeks with your kid. They take that kid from you because you're locked up. You're going to plea out. Your baby father, he ain't never going to get out of jail, or they're going to stick a needle in his fucking arm and fucking poison him, and he's going to die with his tongue sticking out of his mouth, and he's going to be gone. He ain't never going to be a father to your kid. You're only going to preserve his scum DNA, and that's about it. There is no family that's going to be like, you know, in some of these little weirdo chicks' mentality, they think they're going to come out on the other side and be a family. No, he's either going to die or spend the rest of his life in a cell. That's it. You're going to get out at some point because you're snitching. So they're going to give you 20 years. So your kid is going to get taken from you. When you spit that kid out, they're going to take the kid from you. They're going to put it in foster care system most likely. I don't even know if they'll give it to the family, but whatever. Your kid is going to know you when that kid is like 21 plus. No attachment. Just know that your mom was in jail for doing some really dumb shit. Hopefully you can salvage that relationship after you've done your 20, 30 years or whatever you're going to do. And at that point, you're going to have to realize that her father is either going to be on death row, awaiting a needle, and maybe you could introduce your daughter to him through a glass, But I don't even think that'll even happen because your daughter won't even know you. So this baby being born is not going to see the two criminals that basically helped create him. That's just reality of it. So the chick pregnant.
I'm sorry, in the House or Senate? Has January 13th through the 17th.
January 17th, I will be in committee those weeks. Also, the week of
I just want to know how she getting her baby hairs laid down while she in jail. This don't make no fucking sense. What type of jail is this? She showed up to court, baby hairs laid down like she finna go to the club. She just got to get out of this little orange outfit. What the fuck?
December 2nd, I will be in committee. Legislative session starting that. Yes.
On behalf of Rashad Murphy. Judge, not speaking for any other counsel, certainly for myself on behalf of Mr. Murphy. As the court knows, he's charged with first-degree murder. We have not received a notice yet, but we potentially contemplate that there may be a notice filed by the state seeking death. As the court is aware, this is a 5-defendant first-degree murder that encompasses dual jurisdictions, both Jacksonville and Tampa. Although I haven't looked at the state's discovery notice, because I just received it a day or two ago, inclusive of the in excess of 300-page police report, as well as what I anticipate to be dozens of listed witnesses, I anticipate, as it relates to first phase, having to engage multiple experts inclusive of cell phone and social media.
Well, listen, and I don't mean to cut you off, but if that's accurate, that the state is considering the death penalty against your client, is that accurate, first of all?
Judge, it is accurate. A final decision has not been made. It is going to be reviewed within the next 2 weeks, Judge.
Okay. So that
not just his client, but there are others as well.
Inclusive of my client as well, Your Honor. I would also adopt most of Mr. Gonzalez's argument, but I would defer to him.
And you guys can remain seated when you're talking to me, unless you need to stand up to see me. That's the only reason why. Okay. Okay. So, and then Mr. Petratus, what is your...
Somebody said she getting less than 15 years. Perhaps. I would disagree, except here's the thing, Chad. Here's the thing. Well, two things, and I'll use the X case, right? So Robert Allen, who was the snitch in that case, Robert Allen ended up, which, by the way, you know what she's going to have to do, right? And this is how you get to see how much a bitch really love a nigga. You know, if she gets less than 15 years, she's going to have to sit on a stand and put her baby daddy in jail for life, right? There ain't no, oh, nah, I'll do it for the other 3, but not my baby daddy. No, you got to send your baby daddy down the river if you want to get out. Robert Allen sat there and sent all 3 niggas down the river. But of course, he don't know them niggas. Well, he definitely did know them, but they paid him $5,000 out of a $50,000 robbery. Now, the reason why, Robert Allen got 5 years, low key. But I think he's out. Is Robert Allen out? Let me see. Let me Google that real quick. The nigga who snitched, everybody else did life. Robert Allen, XXX Tentacion. He got 5 years, I think. Yeah, he got sentenced. This nigga right here. Oh my God. Remember when he was handcuffed, it was like he was pointing niggas out? Real nigga, man. Hold on. Oh, he got 7 years, but there was 2 years already in. And he got 20 years probation. Let me see. Yeah, the rapper. So X's family agreed with his sentence, even though it was light. He didn't pull the trigger. He was part of the robbery, but he also told on the other people. this was May 2023. Let me see. He got credit for 5 years he already spent. Yeah, so he got to spend 2 more years. So if he did, this article was written May 2023. So, by the way, May 17th, that's my birthday. So by next year, my birthday, which is literally, what is it, 7 months away? Robert Allen, who snitched on the rest of the niggas who got life, he gonna be free. So yeah, I agree with y'all. But here's the thing. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you think Shorty is gonna tell her, like, remember, she got pregnant by the nigga. And I ain't gonna lie. If I knew I was gonna get locked up for life, nigga, my bitch, who I know we did this crime together, nigga, I'm nutting in her like it's going out of style, nigga. Nigga, I gotta start replicating my DNA. Fuck it, right? Here's the thing. Her plea, if she's gonna tell, won't be sympathetic to her boyfriend. If she was smart, you know what she would have done? Low key, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you want to get the nigga to impregnate you, get married to the nigga, right? When you both on the run, or now on the run, like you know the cops are closing in. Get married to the nigga. Now it gives you some legal protection because you can't, like, you could evoke certain rights that would disallow you or protect you if you don't want to speak about your husband. But America don't respect a baby daddy, a baby mama, or a boyfriend or a girlfriend status. If they were family, it would be very different. You get what I'm saying? Which that's what they should have done. You got her pregnant already. You know, you should have married her. And if you married her, when she took a plea, her legal team could negotiate with the government to say, hey, you know she can't provide this testimony in regards to her husband. That's good. But baby daddy, oh hell nah, snitch on that nigga. The fuck? Yeah, so yeah, and by the way, your shout to like I'm so happy that y'all are like, I think the more we talk about some of these cases, like I could tell like we're all getting smarter because I'm learning too and y'all learning too. I don't have to explain that process. Yeah, like if you're married to someone, there's legal things that protects you that literally you could invoke to say, I'm not going to speak about my husband, or I'm not going to speak about my wife, right? And, if she ever wanted to, we think she's going to get, like, we're looking at Robert Allen, he got 2 years extra in jail. Well, really, he got 5 years already, and then the 2 years he's about to do, so he got 7. Let's say she gets 7 or even 10. If she gets 10, still a win, right? But you think she wants to come home and not be with that nigga? She wants to come home because she's carrying his kid. But how she's snitching, you see, in these cases, they don't need 3 snitches. They need 1. And who's the best candidate to snitch? The girl. Because women usually feel like they're the least accountable for some crime like that. Oh, I didn't know. He just asked me to drop my location. I never know what was going to happen. I didn't think they were going to come kill him. I didn't know about that. No, I usually, when I go out, I drop my location to, like, all type of goofy shit. We're like suckers and believe in women. Like, oh my God, yeah, she's fine. You get what I'm saying? Somebody said, actually already snitch. Well, already snitch in a police interview. You need her to snitch on a stand. Yo, these niggas are facing death. Like, they're not taking a plea. When you're facing death, you're going to trial. Unless these guys are going to be like, take the plea to say life imprisonment without parole, no death. Okay. But once the prosecutor goes for death, they're not about to be like, oh, here's 20 years. The fuck? If they're going for death, the only plea they would give you is you never getting out of prison again. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the other thing. This is the deal. Now, I'm not going to give you all, if one defendant decides they don't want to waive speedy trial, that's fine. It's absolutely right. However, We're not going to have witnesses being deposed and redeposed and brought back on anyone else's schedule. So discovery will have to be expedited, and you guys are just going to have to be ready to go. So that's just the way it is. Okay. And then if something occurs and you've already deposed a witness and a new issue has arisen and you want to go back and talk to the witness about something different that wasn't already covered, then great, we can talk about it. Maybe the state would stipulate.
Okay.
But that is going to put a time crunch on discovery. Okay, Ms. Hurdle?
Yes, Your Honor. Also, I will be probably speaking with the other defense counsel on this as pertains to our position with wanting to move forward with the settlements. So that may be coming.
Force you into
us being ready, but
Yeah, Shorty really is fucking pregnant like a dummy. Okay.
Expecting testing of any to the defense by October 1st. Okay. Okay. So let's deal with Miss Andrews then. So state and Miss Hurdle, January 6th for trial. Okay?
That's her boyfriend. That's her boyfriend, man.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's the baby daddy. That nigga shot the club up quick. And by the way, I'm going to be honest with you. Dumb for being in the murder, smart for getting the girl pregnant. Why? Yo, you give the girl more incentive to try to save you. Like, you put a baby in her stomach. Which, now if she's going to keep, yeah, she might still throw you under the bus, but she thinks a little bit twice because you're going to be the father of her child. So, smart for getting her pregnant, just dumb for being involved in a murder. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
And we will set a pretrial conference, which will be a status for everybody, but it will be a pretrial conference.
Okay.
Many believe.
I bet. All right. So, Shorty is trying to do the impossible. Snitch, but not snitch on her boyfriend. She don't give a fuck about this guy right here, Sean Gathright. She don't give a fuck about Rashad Murphy, the guy down here you could barely see. And then the guy who's still on the run, which is Davion Murphy. You know the U.S. Marshals is looking for that nigga. Like, you know, like again, they're probably looking for Davion Murphy so crazy he can't call nobody in the family, use any credit card that's connected to the family, access or go to a bank and access any account. They're looking for this, any phone line in his name. They're looking for him real heavy. And I do think they're going to find him pretty soon. But, yeah, they intend to give these niggas death. So, we'll see. We will see. All right. Lil YSL trial update. Man, let me tell you, or y'all tell me why. They said niggas was pillow talking about Thug. They said Thug was stingy as shit. And they was saying, how is a nigga like Thug who's so rich? How is he stingy? Let me see. Let me actually go to Twitter. Here we go. Here we go. So this was a wiretap. So again, you know, a lot of people want to believe that, yo, you know, the only evidence that the prosecutors had were Woody and these people who did these interrogations who was just talking. Well, no, they kind of had a couple more people. And not only a couple more people, they had a couple more things. They had wiretaps. Now, remember from us talking to Myron, even though he worked for the feds, he said it costs a lot of money to monitor a wiretap, right? He said $50,000 a month. Obviously, the feds got that money to fund, you know, FBI or whoever else is doing the investigation. The state don't really have that much money to waste. So usually if they're doing this, they're doing it for a fucking reason. Anyway, they played a wiretap and it revealed that an alleged gang member was complaining about Young Thug being stingy. He said, mentioned the other side was making mamas cry, but Young Thug wouldn't give them any money. All right, just listen.
Goddamn, we just really talking about Spider, like how Charlotte got all these goddamn.
We all know Spider is Thug.
Goddamn, we just really talking about Spider, like how Charlotte got all these goddamn paper, but really letting these folks really just get the really ups on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way, bro. Like just being real, bro. Ain't no young nigga his age. Charlotte the richest young nigga in Atlanta, Georgia, bro. Ain't no nigga having more money than Charlotte, bro. Yeah. Nah, hell no. Like, come on, bro. Nigga ain't having that much more money than Charlotte, bro. Charlotte supposed to be having that shit. Charlotte supposed to be cleaning that shit up, bro. Like, no, man, Charlotte supposed to be cleaning that shit up, bro.
Like you just look, just see how it is now. Like, and then got some corny ass niggas him, bro. When we was around him, bro, like, you know, we still gonna do. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna do it anyway, but like,
yeah,
you feel me? Like, man, damn,
that shit ain't right though. That shit crazy, bro. For a nigga be having that money like that and just be really stingy and shit, like spread it, like spend that shit. Don't matter if you feel like you gonna take a lot, you can't take a lot.
Now, I hope you understand what's being said. They're saying that Young Thug is probably one of the richest dude they believe in the state that's his age, and they said that, like, you know, they're talking about like this ongoing battle or beef with some other group. I don't know who they're talking about, if they're talking about YFN or like the Englewood, what is it, Mafia Flame or whatever that is. Anyway, they're basically saying Young Thug not spending the money. Young Thug being stingy. Young Thug not putting the millions in the streets. You get what I'm saying?
Bro, when you got money like you, nigga, you richest young nigga in the city. Yeah. Shit be crazy. That shit you get with. I ain't gonna like that shit get with. This is my opinion. I be really thinking Charlotte be setting nigga ass up though, really, bro.
Bro.
Hell yeah.
Nah, the black Miami here, boy.
Man, I'm trying. Hey, listen, man, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I be thinking that shit be a setup, bro. Like, Charlotte get so comfortable with a nigga ass. He just be want to, man. I can't explain because I really don't know. But Charlotte be having nigga in them motherfuckers. You know, nigga be in the jail cell thinking all tight, like thinking outside the box, bro. Like, that shit be crazy, bro. Hell yeah, bro. Like, man, that shit crazy, bro. Knowing these folks mama crying. And you ain't making these nigga mamas and dad cry, like, man, come on, bro, like, that shit be wrong, bro.
Now, so they're also playing shit that's kind of, you know, showing the nature of how, you know, maybe people like gang members or whoever that was either fucking with Thug, like they were complaining about him too. Like, you know, Woody's the prototypical example of how, you know, these people were complaining about Thug, right? Let's see if we could. I want to hear the whole wiretap. Here we go. So it's a guy named Lil D, and his here we go.
And Mr. Wright
has nothing to do with what Garlington has going. This is actually proof
on Instagram.
Okay, so
In terms of it being bad character.
Oh no, my shit never said for him. He probably I thought he said he was on Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't want to put them perks on you paid, bro?
Oh, what perk?
Now, apparently, Woody was warning that there wasn't going to be an indictment. So, like, Woody's a slimy motherfucker, right? Woody's working with the cops. He's snitching, but he's also telling the gang anything he gets to know via the cops. I don't know how he justifies that, because they'll be like, yo, nigga, how you know this? But he's playing both sides.
First I got.
You want to post? I post on.
I
don't never. My shit never sell for Instagram, bro.
For real.
Bro, I always post personal shit. My shit never sell for Instagram. That's why I don't read them doing that type of shit.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, my shit never sell for Instagram. I was like, what the fuck?
I saying, nigga, if you doing that shit, bro, that's what he was getting hit.
Yeah, no, he was doing that shit. Some folks will be, they'll be hit when the motherfuckers gone and shit.
Looking through what Mr. Shart said in statements, but
calls probably proceed as if we're going to offer them, because even if the
Okay. Few more things I just want to show you. Okay. And wiretap. Okay, so hold on. Okay. Ooh, this is interesting.
My name is James, J.A.
Yo, chat. A FBI agent detailed phone records from... Yo, this is what I'm telling you. Birdman is so smart and lucky. As soon as he seen this too hot in Atlanta, that nigga said, I don't fuck with y'all Atlanta niggas anyway, nigga. I'm going back to Louisiana, nigga. I'm going back to Miami, nigga. I don't know what y'all got going on in Atlanta, but good luck. 2 fingers. Peace. That nigga was smart.
MES.
We have a defense protecting a YSL member in the jail and hurting.
Hold on.
Concern Mr. Ryan.
No.
And
Oh, wait.
been
No, I clicked off of it. Here we go.
My name is James, J-A-M-E.
So this is the FBI agent.
Yes, last name Bernie.
Give me 1 second.
B-E-R-N-I. Yep, I'm a special agent with the FBI.
And what in the FBI do you do?
Yeah, I'm currently assigned to the FBI's CAST team, C-A-S-T.
What is the FBI's CAST team? What does that stand for?
So CAST, which stands for Cellular Analysis Survey Team. It's a team stood up by the FBI in 2009 after the FBI noticed an increased use of cell phone records in criminal trials. So CAST team members like myself specialize in both active and historic cell phone mapping and tracking.
Did you ever perform phone toll analysis for the January 10th, 2015 murder of Donovan Thomas?
I did.
Can you describe for the jury how you, in general, conduct that?
Yeah, so I was asked, basically given a list of phone numbers and associated users for those phone numbers and asked, hey, can you tell us when these associated numbers talk to each other on January 10th and into January 11th of 2015? So I reviewed call detail records for each of those numbers and then saw, hey, when they called this other known or associated number, pulled that out and date and time. So I made a list of every time any associated or known number I was asked to review called another one of those same pool of known or associated numbers.
Now, Agent Bernie, before coming into court today, did you have an opportunity to review some physical boards?
I did.
Can you briefly go through just the last 4 and the name associated with the numbers that you conducted toll analysis on?
Yep. So I looked at the 1990 number associated with Dolly Greer, the 9220 associated with Brian Williams, the 9596 number associated with Jeffrey Williams, the 6080 associated with Demise McMullen, 5726 Quindarius Zachary, a 3904 number also associated with Jeffrey Williams, the 8008 Javaris Bradford number, 3145 number associated with Justin Cobb, and then a 2643 associated with Kelvin Treadwell, 8935 associated with Antonio Sledge, a 5991 number associated with Kenneth Copeland, and then an 8553.
Okay, let me just skip past this for interest and shit.
I'm on the middle of the screen. It says date, demise.
5 and 80 with Kevin Treadwell calling demise McMullen. And what is the last call depicted on this first slide? What is the time and who is calling who?
So this is at 7:39. The 2643 number again places a phone call to 9596 that lasts approximately 7 seconds.
Now, when you've conducted toll analysis, is this a small, medium, or large amount of activity between these numbers? Sure, no. So, first is 6080 associated. See any connection in what I just wrote on this whiteboard? Why?
See the columns, and then I can of the records that we're looking at. Column C is the dialed digits number. Oh,
column K?
Yep, at the top right. There we go. So now we can see.
Okay. They don't really like detail it in layman's terms here, but basically they're saying that Birdman was also called, which I'm like, this is like 2 violent incidents that they're saying they call Birdman right after. Wayne's bus getting shot up, nut dying.
I request that be handled tomorrow instead of today. That's fine. So I'll set that aside for now.
Okay.
From that time, that jail call that the jurors just heard, did in fact Mr. Winfrey enter a guilty plea? I objected. That guilty plea was vacated and found to be coerced by the Georgia Supreme Court in Winfrey, W-I-N-F-R-E-Y versus State.
Right.
By the way, the judge is still agreeing, and by the way, just giving the prosecution the business by agreeing with everything except the mistrial for the defense.
Going on to the next.
Listen to this.
At Waters Road and the caller.
The prosecutor's trying to have them. Oh, by the way, there's finally a guy. You could tell these 2 black attorneys. No disrespect to them, I love my black females and everything, but still, they've been fumbling this case. They bring a white guy from the prosecutor's office to now try to, get this thing on their handle, and he gets sunned too.
Notices that her vehicle window is shot out the day that she's making this call.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a brief 911 call where she's calling to let them know that her car window has been shot out. She doesn't know who shot her car window out, but she's calling the police when she walks outside and notices her vehicle in her driveway with the window shot out from a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
And so the objection was confrontation clause and hearsay because it's not an ongoing emergency. The state's position is it's not a confrontation clause issue because she is not making this phone call for purposes of future prosecution. She doesn't even know who did it or give her thoughts of who might have done it. And in terms of hearsay, although the shooting itself happens prior to her walking out and seeing her window, the state feels that on there's 2 reasons of a hearsay exception. One being a present sense impression in terms of she walks outside and notices her car window is shattered from a bullet and she calls 911.
All right. Essentially, just more drama. The big thing to take away is that they slightly implicate Birdman in some of this, but nothing that they could charge him once again. Also, the prosecutors are being told they're wasting time, wasting resources, also just doing too much. And also, we get to find out that YSL members were, it appears that Young Thug got rich and they felt like he weren't contributing as much, which we always hear in every criminal story, whether the shooters didn't get paid, this person who was doing all the work feels like they weren't compensated, right? So we're seeing a little bit of that with Thug as well, okay? Other than that, I think we were pretty much caught up on the YSL trial. Like, there's not too much here to fucking, break down. It's not that interesting. Okay. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'll just move on for now. Did y'all see this? So, in a podcast that came out recently, there were some claims made by a few people that discussed Kanye West's life or relationship with his wife, Bianca Censori. Now, this podcast is the Pillow Talk podcast, and I got to tell you that one of these women, I don't know if all of them, sex worker. Regardless, this interesting piece of info came out. Check this out.
Kinky shit.
I sent them 5 girls. I'm happy
Did
to
you
say.
really?
Yeah, I'm happy to say.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
I swear, Liam, have I sent 5 people to Kanye?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't sign an NDA. I can say it.
Okay, pimp. That's crazy.
I never got a thank you. I never even got to talk to Kanye.
You didn't even get a thank you?
I never even spoke to Kanye.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
just doing it for the love of the game.
Well, what is cool? What is cool is that he would request the girls that were on this show that week. So it's
so he's a fan of the show.
That's what I like.
Okay. Wow.
That's what I like. And that's enough for me.
Yeah.
Any celebrity, Zoe?
I never understood these kinky shit.
I sent them 5 girls. I'm happy.
Did
to
you
say.
really?
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Okay, so I don't know this podcast, but apparently they're saying that Kanye West has watched a podcast. Oh, sorry. I'm looking up one more thing. Okay. So, apparently Kanye West has watched this podcast. Apparently this podcast is more porn star stuff. You could tell it's porn star stuff / sex work stuff because their goddamn sponsor is Jerkmate, which clearly is probably some sexual shit. Anyway, if you thought that was odd, and this is what I was saying, we've heard a lot of these allegations about Kanye West's sexual appetite and the stuff he's into. This also matched with it, right? So about 2 days ago, it said that Kanye West allegedly got his wife, Bianca Censori, a porn star for Christmas. That sounded wild. That sounded like some Adam 22 shit. It's that Kanye West hooked his wife up with a porn star as a Christmas gift, according to the podcast host Ryan Pownall. Speaking on his show, he said he got his wife dread for Christmas. I don't know what's a dread. Referring to he's a male adult film star who's famed for being well hung. Pause. Pownall also claimed that Kanye would request women who guested on the show. Some women are porn actresses themselves. And once he arranged for 5 women to meet with a Chicago star. He said, I sent him 5 girls. I'm happy to say I didn't sign an NDA. I can say it. Never got a thank you. Never got to talk to Kanye. What is cool, though, is that he would request girls that were on the show this week.
But there was this really hot guy. But the first time, I'm just going to create a...
I mean this in a nice way. I'm not even going to say it. Never mind.
Well, in Australia, I always get carded, and the drinking age there is 18.
I'm trying to see if we can play the.
If you want to see my videos early, extended, and
What age would you
It's more a.
You guys blame it on Zoe because she turned me out. Personally, I think smaller dicks. That's why we're such good. It depends. It's on it, because my
TBD. Well, TBD the cut.
Okay, fine.
All right. Okay.
Are you good at twerking? I've never.
Okay.
Never. She does have
I'm trying to figure out when did they talk about Kanye. Okay, here we go. When is the Kanye stuff? We're only here for Kanye, right? It's probably here. Right.
As a fan, I couldn't watch the Dread one. I never have, never will. Not even.
Almost
Right.
and
Yeah.
the next day you're in like so much pain, but no, like
That's why I like uncut though. Uncut
Yes.
huge dick can honestly
Yeah.
ram into me and like I will be fine.
no, and I think it was because he's uncut.
Yeah, see?
It's awareness.
I'm telling you.
It's awareness.
I mean, it's like she's been with hundreds of people. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can like go count how many
yeah.
I've been
Like we
with.
all I couldn't watch.
She's never.
I see that.
Is it because it's
Yeah. It's just white. The truth is, white guys jerk off to white porn, black guys jerk off to black porn because you want to pretend it's your dick. That's all.
Yes, blackest
then there's,
dick
like, the third
possible.
pool.
Like
Yeah.
Pick only black guys, and he said it's 85% white nerds that are like, I want to see her get destroyed.
Tech ever tick. He did it.
And yeah, I can say it.
Oh, here we
Hey,
go.
really?
Yeah.
The crazy
Dread for Christmas.
by Dread, and he was overtaken.
He likes that shit.
Yeah.
He likes actually.
I sent him stuff by Dread, and he was like, I want videos of you getting.
Hold on.
I
Here's
feel like
it.
that's true because I feel like I get a lot of.
By the way, this girl, she used to be on like Adam and No Jumper. She was on my boy Annoying stream. Like she randomly, she was like, "Yo, I think she looks good." She randomly was like, "Yo, I want to fuck Act," and but she like a porn star. She fucks everybody. I think she just be clout chasing type shit. But yeah, she a sex worker. She be doing all that type of stuff. I think No Jumper had her on contract. My boy Adam was taking 30%. I won't spill the full of his business, but he told me how much he made managing her, and I said, "Damn, Adam was a pimp."
Like DMs being like, I want to see you take the.
It's not a race thing. It's just you pretend
Do
it's
you
you.
really feel like that's true? Because I feel like I get a lot of like DMs being like, I want to see you take the biggest, blackest
then there's,
dick
like, the third
possible.
pool.
Like
Yeah. But
I was
feel like
talking
there's
to
a
the owner
smaller
of Blacked
percentage.
at EVN, and I was like, let me ask you a question. Is your demographic only black guys? And he said it's 85% white nerds that are like, I want to see her get destroyed by 10 black dudes. So
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Back when Kanye used to text me, he would be like, I want videos of you getting fucked by the biggest dick you've ever taken.
He likes that shit.
Yeah.
He likes actually.
I sent him stuff by Dread, and he was like, I want bigger. And I was like, how much bigger do you think
Doesn't
it
exist.
gets? Like,
He got his wife Dread for Christmas. That was his
he
Christmas.
probably honestly did.
That's
I feel like
so
they're in the
sweet.
into like the craziest kinky shit.
I sent them 5 girls. I'm happy
Did
to
you
say.
really?
Yeah. I'm happy to say.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Are you lying?
I swear, Liam, have I sent 5 people to Kanye? Yeah. And I didn't sign an NDA. I can say it.
Okay, pimp.
That's crazy.
I never got a thank you.
Wait,
I never even got to talk
you
to
didn't
Kanye.
even get a thank you?
I never even spoke to Kanye.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Just doing it for the love of the game.
well, what is cool?
Mm-hmm.
What is cool is that like he would request the girls that were on this show that week. So it's like
So he's a fan of the show.
that's what I like.
Okay, wow. okay.
That's what I like. And that's enough for me. You know.
Yeah.
Any celebrity, Zoe?
I never understood.
Yeah, Kanye West kinks are kind of odd, man. Like, I remember reading that lawsuit, and I was just like, damn, this kind of depicts a guy who maybe he's just had so much, like, pussy over the years. Like, he's just on some other shit now. I mean, I did hear when he broke up with Kim K, like, he would just invite these models out. He would offer them whatever they wanted. Like, yo, I'll give you $50,000 to go on a shopping spree. I just want to have a threesome or a foursome with you, and you. And I was hearing these stories. I was like, yo, is Kanye that fucking horny? And I don't know if he's necessarily that horny, but he's that rich. So, like, not only is he that rich, it's Kanye. So, apparently he's, like, really into some other shit. Which I don't know if he's always been into it, because Kanye from Chicago, right? Like, certain shit you're not supposed to be into, right? So, I don't know. But I heard about that. Anyway, Kanye, who's currently married to his wife, Bianca Censori, even though this podcast allegedly, has made claims that the one we just watched, they said that Kanye got. Hold it. Can I even Google this person? His name is Dread. How do you spell his name? Yo, chat. I Googled this nigga. I think I could show it. I Googled, look, Dread porn star. And they can't, every picture is blurred out. Every picture is blurred out, chat. Every picture is blurred out. Looks like an older guy. Whatever, cool. Wow. Every picture is fucking blurred out. That's the guy, right? Why would you get your that's odd to me. I'm gonna be honest with you, I never took Kanye as a cuck. You know why? Bro, he felt so offended that maybe Meek Mill or like Van Jones or Drake fucked Kim K. That don't sound like a cuck to me. That sounds like a nigga that got some pride. That'd be like, yo, bro, you're not gonna fuck my girl. Now if I'm listening to this podcast, Kanye is a cuck. And Kanye is imagine getting your girl a man for Christmas. That's wild. Now, there was rumors that they were broken up. And TMZ ran an article saying their marriage was on the rocks. They said Kanye and Bianca Censori are headed for divorce after TMZ has learned that the couple hit a rough patch in their almost 2-year marriage. I don't know what the dynamic is between them. It feels like she's just shust of. Let me tell you this. Kanye looked like he's found a girl that could listen. Right? It's a multiple sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ, Ye and Bianca have been telling people they have split a few weeks ago, with the Yeezy architect heading down to Australia to spend some time with his family since the split. While there's no word on what prompted the split or who pulled the plug on the relationship, we've been told that Ye has been telling people close to him that he plans to live in Tokyo and divorce Bianca. The rapper was spotted flying solo to the Japanese capital on more than one occasion. And apparently Kanye was seen enjoying a meal at a local Jamaican restaurant, and she was not there prior to his excursion. Okay, cool. So the whole thing was that he's not with her anymore. He said the couple was last photographed September 20th when she wore a signature nearly naked style for a shopping spree with Ye. Now, they put that to rest with supposedly a recent picture. Let me see if I can find it. That's not it. There's a new picture of them in Tokyo. Yeah. So there's some new pictures that they're in Tokyo. They're not, it seems like they're not divorced. And look at this. It looks like they're like, happily in love and shit like that. So, I mean, it looks like they're good, truth be told. Again, I will say this about Kanye. Yo, Kanye, my brother, I know you burnt out. You have been up 10 billion, allegedly, and then been down in debt. At this point, you don't give a fuck. When a nigga could not shave his mustache and his beard and look like this with no lineup, he don't give a fuck or he's too rich, okay? The point is this. This woman right here, I don't think she's dumb at all. Everybody keeps saying she's dumb because she's doing all these things. I think she's getting all the benefits of these shopping sprees right now, but whenever they break up, the lawsuit of a lifetime is going to come. And I think Kanye should be aware of that. She's going to file a lawsuit on suing you for all the shit she's going to say she wasn't down with. You force her to wear a certain type of clothing. You force her to act a certain type of way. She couldn't speak freely. You were holding her against her will. Like, it's going to come. And I don't know if Kanye West knows that, But I think she's very cognizant of that, and whenever she hops off that train, she's expected to try to get at least a couple tens of millions of dollars out of Kanye. And I think that's why she's actually putting up with most of the shit we're seeing now. Now, I don't know if Kanye is that, cognizant, but he should know. Somebody said he's not Diddy, relax. It's not about if he's Diddy. Look at the relationship he has with the woman. She doesn't speak. She dresses how he wants her to dress. She does what he wants to do. We live in the age of feminism now. All somebody got to do is get in her ear and be like, yo, damn, you couldn't do A, B, C, and D? And he was holding over your head that he was paying your bills? Yo, you could get some money from this. So I ultimately think she's going to get paid or try to get paid from Kanye. And is going to be using her whole experience with him by being in this relationship. So we'll see what happens. Real quick, was really our top story leading in, but FBG Duck's mama, she's actually suing Lil Durk King Von estate over the killing of her son. Okay, the mother of the mother of FBG Duck has filed an explosive lawsuit on Wednesday, which implicates rap star Lil Durk and King Von in her son's gang-related killing in the Gold Coast. FBG Duck, whose real name is Carlton Weekly, was gunned down by a group of masked men as he waited to enter a Dolce & Gabbana store in August 2020. His girlfriend, Cassie Williams, and another man, Davon Brinson, was also wounded in the attack and named as plaintiffs in the suit. The list of defendants is wide-ranging, including Durk, the estate of King Von, their high-profile record labels, which they're going to want to say profited from the murder of Duck, which, by the way, I'm going to be honest with you, they might have a point. Durk dropped songs that was clearly referencing Duck afterwards. He literally have a song called Should Have Ducked. Might have a point. So the city of Chicago is being sued, Dolce & Gabbana, 2 private security firms, and the 6 members and associates of O-Block faction of the Black Disciples who were convicted in Duck's slain earlier this year. The mom, Lashina Weekly, Mama Duck, was expected to announce a lawsuit at the downtown offices of Dinin Zulu Law Group, which is filing the case. Duck's murder stemmed from a bitter feud between O-Block and Duck's Tukaville factions of the Gangsta Disciples, which was memorialized in a series of violent rap songs, including scathing diss between Duck and Von. Although Von was fatally shot in Atlanta long before the 3-month O-Block trial started, he was identified as the leader in the gang set and was accused of placing a bounty on Duck's head. Piggybacking largely on the evidence that was laid bare at trial, the lawsuit filed in Cook County Court holds that Durk's record label, Only the Family, or OTF, was a criminal enterprise itself. The label, which included Von as a signee, has held contracts with the media giant Sony and other labels, which allegedly welcome artists engaged in criminal activity. Now, I've seen Adam speak about this, and I don't know if it's still on his page. I'll put up what he said, then I'll give you my opinion. He said this.
Oh my God, Mama Duck. You know, I always want to have your back, but sometimes you just be doing the goofiest shit ever. This has got to be one of the lowest of the lows in the history of drill music, that she has taken it upon herself to sue Lil Durk, King Von's estate, Dolce & Gabbana for not having adequate security outside of their store, etc. Like, just reading through the news articles about this is some of the craziest shit I ever seen. Mama Duck, newsflash. Your son was embroiled in a gang war. Anytime one of his ops died, he promptly made songs about it, posted about it on social media. He was no better than the rest. Long live Duck, but he was on the same exact bullshit that Durk, Von, etc. were on. And now you're out here filing a lawsuit just because Durk happens to be rich. Like, this is some real sad shit. And, man, I'm going to be real. I hope it don't work out for you, because this is the most hypocritical thing I've seen maybe ever.
Now, I'll give my opinion. It's so ironic with Adam saying this. Adam, a white man who, come on, let's, they're about the X's and O's and dollars and cents. The reality of this is this, okay? Well, I do believe and I agree that Duck was involved in a beef that was deeper than rap, and there was a lot of deaths and bodies that piled up. Here's the reality of it too. Durk and his comrades has made a career off of dissing and off of beefing with these guys. And here's the reality about drill music, which people have never thought about. It's not to the victor goes the spoils. It's to the victims goes the spoils. So when you're alive and you're making millions of dollars, it's like TK making the race, basically bragging about running off on house arrest and cutting off his ankle monitor while he was facing a murder case where he took someone's life. It's very viable and plausible that those victims themselves want to say, yo, all that money that you're getting from talking about you smoking on Duck and should have ducked, we are owed some of that. So I can't be a hypocrite and be like, no, Mama Duck shouldn't sue. Now, is Mama Duck, like let me tell you this. Suing has nothing to do with snitching, okay? In my opinion. If you're filing a lawsuit, that might be the only way to recuperate your losses or to get what you think you're owed. And I can't be here and say that because Mama Duck is filing a lawsuit, it means she's telling. What it tells me is that Mama Duck has realized that there's hurt on both sides, but primarily from the death of your son downward, only one side got incredibly rich. And that's why people sue, to get money, not to get justice, to get money. Now, you might be like, oh, well, Mama Duck was celebrating a lot of things he was in. So, if she shouldn't get paid from that particular action. This is a civil suit. I get it completely. Anyway.
Many runners are inspiring, but this story is an incredible journey of perseverance.
Yeah, this man.
Sorry.
That made major headlines 4 years ago. The mother of the rapper killed that day in the Gold Coast is suing another rapper. She claims that he and his record labels.
Yo, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Listen, street rules don't exist, and the reality is, not because you were better at killing or avoiding getting killed means you could use the death of my son to be a promotion tactic for your career, especially when you had something to do with him dying. Now, this goes more to King Von's estate than it goes to Durk, because I still can't see how they have tied Durk's stance on the whole thing to him getting these guys killed. But when it comes to King Von, it's a lot different.
Profited from the 2020 shooting. NBC5's Chela Vacheski has the story.
It is one of Chicago's most exclusive retail corridors, Oak Street, just off Michigan Avenue. But in August of 2020, Oak Street became a murder scene when Carlton Weekly, also known by his rap name FGB Duck, was gunned down.
FBG, my brother.
While shopping for a birthday gift for his son.
Not a day goes by that I don't think about him.
Now his family is coming forward with a lawsuit, trying to tie his murder to another Chicago rapper, Durk Banks, who goes by the name Lil Durk.
Our complainant law lays out that a $100,000 bounty was placed on the life of FBG Duck to have him killed.
a bounty that was the result of a rivalry between two violent South Side gangs, one of them called the O Block. 6 O Block gang members were convicted of Weekly's death in January.
These individuals murdered Mr. Weekly as part of their effort to maintain or increase their position in the O Block.
The lawsuit alleges Durk's OTF label and other music companies affiliated with it profited from the gang war, fueled by social media and drill rap music.
The threatening, the killing, and then the celebration of the killing and the continued killing, all on the name of profit.
Attorneys say they want to send a message to the record industry.
As a company, when you realize that you have a dangerous product and you're pushing that dangerous product out to the public, you have a responsibility to ensure that
I believe that, if they're suing, so he was signed to Empire at the time. Yeah, he was signed to Empire at the time. I think a record label is going to make sure they get out of this lawsuit by the time, this pre-trial stuff is done. We haven't seen successfully. We've seen lawsuits. We haven't seen successfully people sue a label and literally blame them for the activities that maybe an artist did, and then use the idea of, well, we're suing you because you made money off promoting the behavior or you promoted the act of whatever they did wrong. We just haven't seen that really be successful, because there's been lawsuits all over the place where people are like, well, hey, we have to sue you because you're the backbone towards this criminal behavior in terms of a label, and you're like encouraging it. And I can't speak for everywhere else, but I've seen it just not work. Honestly. So I don't know, man. I have no problem with Mama Duck doing this. I think people should realize this is the cost of drill music. If you've made millions of dollars by clowning the death of somebody else who might be your op, and you get famous, their family might sue you because, again, here's how it works in civil court. When you win the criminal case and all 4 people, or all how many people when it comes to the O Block situation, they went to prison for life. When that case is won, it almost damn near becomes a formality for the people who are thinking about lawsuits, because a jury already agreed with the criminal case. You know what I mean? So usually, especially when you've found guilty or you pled guilty, they're gonna think it's a slam dunk when it comes to the whole thing with, we have you on a criminal case. A civil case, you should just pay up, honestly. Right? Okay. All right. Yeah, chat. I ain't gonna lie though, I'm finna call it tonight again. I still didn't get to 6 hours, man. I gotta stop streaming so fucking late, bro. Yo, chat, it's 2:30 on the East Coast, and I do have a few more topics, but I'm gonna push it till tomorrow. I think the J. Cole thing fucked me up a bit, so I didn't get to do all the topics that I needed to do. I'll kind of read you a couple topics that we're gonna just have to table for tomorrow. Yo, I gotta get on at noon, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I gotta do this G League player topic. I did the Bianca and Kanye stuff, even though I think that was kind of mid. Whatever. Biggie's mom giving Gene Deal instructions to keep hammering at Diddy. Pause. We got to do that. Talking about 6ix9ine's deal, we got to talk about that. And Diddy is very interesting. I have a few other names, and I'm wondering why we haven't heard their name yet, or I'm wondering if they've been involved in the lawsuits and they've been paying off. So I'll get to that tomorrow. But we're going to talk about a few other things. So there's a male escort claiming, this is some Diddy stuff, claiming that they got paid $6 million in hush money, okay? Jodeci was then named in a lawsuit. Liza Gardner. They finally named someone, which, by the way, you know what's going to happen in the next 4 months? Names are going to drop. If these names are really true, and these names are really, I'm not saying, let's not say true, but if they were really involved, names are going to come out because I don't think people are trying to pay. And then also there were 2 people that they're saying were affiliates of Diddy that contracted the herpes virus but was passing it in the freak-offs, which that's crazy. Also, Lil Baby tried to upgrade on his girl or his baby mama, Jada Waiter, and a lot of people been talking about that. So we'll get to all that tomorrow, chat. We got to 5 hours today, and you know, with all things said, we could do a little bit better. So let's get back tomorrow and see if we could do all these topics early. Get to some jokes, get to some fun, maybe some Discord shit, and probably even there's a few people who want to debate with me, some industry dudes. They want to get on here and actually talk some shit, so maybe we get that done tomorrow. Okay, chat, I do want to say I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Love you guys for all the support. Every single time I look at, you know, how much you guys support me, whether it's in terms of streams, watching the clips back, you know, hitting me up saying, yo, hey, Ak, we want you to cover this, or, you know, watching other content that I do. I appreciate you guys. So let's keep it there for tonight. I did 5 hours. It's okay. You know, if I don't do 6, I don't feel too happy. But I do appreciate you guys, and I plan to see you guys tomorrow. If you're on the East Coast, it's 2:30. Go to sleep. If you're on the West Coast, don't get into nothing that's going to get you in trouble, bro. It's, what is it? It's 11:30 there? All right. Do your thing. All right, people. I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully earlier. What time did I get on stream today? 9? I think 9. 9 or 10. Right. All right. Grand says, check the DM. What's going on in the DMs? Okay. Ooh, I got the full lawsuit. Oh, shit. Yo, this lawsuit? Okay. So you know what I'm going to do? When I come back tomorrow, I'll just start with this lawsuit. I'll break it down. Oh, my God. I got the whole thing. They're suing Empire, UMG, Alamo, C-Murder, Kenny Mac, Lowe's, C-Thing, Moonwop, Durk, OTF, Only the Family, Davon Bennett, or the estate because he passed away. Oh, no, they sue him. He's dead, though. Estate, they sue his estate separately. God damn. Forever and a Day. Who is that? Oh, Davon Bennett owned the whole thing. Ooh, oh my God. Let's get into this tomorrow. First things first. Nah, let's do that. All right, I do have the lawsuit on my phone. Somebody sent it to me. All right, Grant. Yeah, Grant, I'm going to hit you back. Chat, I'll be back tomorrow. Love y'all. Thank you guys for all the donations. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys watched the whole 6 hours, I appreciate you so much. I'll be back on tomorrow. Please set your notifications. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, King Academics, the Academy channel, the Academy HQ. If you're watching via Twitch, please get a subscription. Don't deal with all them ads, but also hit the follow button as well. If you're watching via Rumble, have a good old time. You guys can become a member over there as well. And if you're watching via, I feel like there's some other way to watch. I think that's it. Meta. If you're watching via Meta, just have a good time. All right, chat. I'm going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate you guys' efforts and appreciate you guys fuck with me. Nothing bigger than the chat, man. I'm out of here.